Bam, it's live. Man, what's good with the YouTube? Everybody up there, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. It's your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm up. I got some guests with me that's up early in the morning with a cup with Chuck. Man, what's good with it? Bone and Chaos, man. We about to be doing this thing. We're going live early in the morning. We're going to talk about anything, everything. Bone just came from out. He be running marathons like it ain't nothing, man. What's good with it, Bone? You just came from live. I woke up and said, man, my nigga Bone on live. Let me see what he got going on. He was in there, you was up there repping. I mean, you had the whole crowd just going in about the situation that's going on in this Xbox community, and a lot of these so-called Xbox leaders in the community that's not actually they like what you call wolf and sheep clothing. In our case, they be ponies and bot gear or some shit like that.
Damn, man. I just had to get some shit off my chest. I was up, man. I was like, fuck, can't go to sleep. And that shit was on my mind. So I was like, fuck it, shit. I can't go to sleep. So many shit. If I do something real quick, maybe I can take my ass to sleep. Then I was like, well, fuck, let me go on until 6 o'clock. So I go to the liquor store and go grab me something and put it in my cup.
Right. Yeah. Early with it, huh?
Yeah, so I can take my ass to sleep. Maybe got me some pills. Got me some Advil PM, take one of them, because I'm going to have to go to sleep sometime. But I ain't got to go to work, so it's cool. So, man, everything good with you?
Shit, yeah. Sitting here, get my early morning cup on, get my drink on, finna get ready to see what they got going on. You know, the hurricane that just hit the other day, it was one of the situations where, you know what I'm saying, they got debris everywhere, branches that fell down. They had a lot of wind. I had to do a lot of cleaning up. So I'm actually in a stage of with finally be able to sit back, relax for a little while, check out some Madden. And it's a pretty cool game. I mean, we're gonna dive into that too, cause
so it didn't out flood y'all, right?
No, we ain't get flooded. We had it actually didn't get as much rain as I expected it to be. We got away with one.
Okay.
The NBA strike Trump test. I don't know, that might be interesting. But yeah, so what's good with the chaos, man? What's happening with it?
Shit, not much. I got off of Madden and went to Rainbow Six Siege doing some training. Getting my aiming right. Yeah. I swear it feels like Rainbow Six. It's like it's one of the hardest shooters to aim in because the aiming just feels so weird. Like it don't feel.
What you mean? Like it's kind of hard to like aim down sights or something?
It feels real loose. Like it don't feel like you're really all too much completely in control. Don't stop flashing me.
So basically, they got a governor on them to keep you from like a person that might be just running gun and shoot and could just run and stop and just run and shoot shit to kind of slow them down so they can keep the pacing of the game going the way they want it.
Yeah, but it fucks everybody else up in the long run. It don't gotta feel like COD or anything or Battlefield. It just needs to feel. It don't feel right.
Right. It's one of those things where have you ever played Battlefield? And I'm trying to think of that mode they had that's like PUBG. Well, what's that mode called? It's been so long ago since I did that shit.
Yeah, I ain't played PUBG in a minute either myself.
Yeah, but they got a mode that's on Madden. I'm talking about Madden. A mode that's on Battlefield that's the same way. But when you get to playing it and when you're trying to shoot and aim, the aim just it feels like it kind of bubbly move. It don't move the way like if you move it like this here, it kind of moves like that. So it don't move the way you want it to move. You get what I'm saying? So you talking about do some stuff like that?
A little bit, yeah. It just really takes some getting used to.
Yeah. But once you get the ball rolling, it's rolling.
Yeah, because this doesn't even feel like any other shoot. It doesn't even feel like any other of Ubisoft shooters. Don't even feel like that. It feel completely different.
One shot kill.
It's like this is kind of unnecessary, but all right. But I guess it's all within the game. I guess.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, let's see what they got going on with the after the hurricane results and stuff like that. For anybody that's wondering or concerned,
calling this the strongest storm to ever make landfall here in Louisiana. And while the worst of the storm surge, that wall of water, did not arrive, the wind left a tornado-like path of destruction some 40 miles wide. If you take a look behind me and also from the air, you can see this house, this business behind me is left in tatters. It's just kindling is left. And just about every block in this area has damage on it. I can also tell you at this hour, it is already hot, it is already sticky, and hundreds of thousands of people are without power, also without running water, if they have a home left at all.
Hurricane Laura's fury left its mark on just about every part of Lake Charles.
What was it like to pull up this morning?
I only had some trees got knocked down in my yard.
Thousands of people. I mean, I'm nobody special, nobody different.
Take a look at what's left of Craig Barker's childhood home. The storm's 150-mile-an-hour winds peeled off the roof and blew out windows.
Like I say, this used to be in the back of the house.
And now it's in the front of the house.
Right.
Around the side, he showed us something else now counted among the lost. His trailer, ripped to shreds.
This is probably not going to be home anymore. I don't know whether we'll be able to rebuild it.
Laura slammed ashore Thursday, sending storm surge 10 feet high over homes and businesses in Cameron, Louisiana. As the storm moved inland, the wind did its worst, punching holes in this skyscraper, toppling mobile homes, even rail cars by the dozen. A floating casino was spotted stuck under a bridge. And about 4 miles west of Lake Charles, a chemical plant caught fire, sending thick black smoke and dangerous fumes into the air.
Damn.
Surviving a hurricane, families nearby were told to shelter in place.
We have sustained a tremendous amount of damage. We have thousands and thousands of our fellow citizens whose lives are upside down.
But amid the destruction, there were also those spared.
I heard noises in that house that wasn't supposed to happen. And it was pretty nervous.
Brandon Jardino rode out the storm at home and came just a few inches from losing it all.
Top of that tree hit that gutter right there, and it was right here when we woke up this morning.
So the difference between a little teeny dent and a house split in two,
yes, sir,
is just
that much.
Instead of having to move out on Thursday, we found him in his yard, cleaning up.
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
Somebody was watching over us, that's all.
Hey, just from the seeing that there, so a lot of people don't understand that they when you have like certain things to be grateful for the things that you have, because it's not guaranteed that you're still going to have these things. Maybe you have something today and then tomorrow it's gone, and you have people that's around that's that need help, or you trying to tease and talk about somebody when they don't have everything, or they trying to obtain some stuff. And you got to realize they have actually people around the world that lost everything without, you know what I'm saying, without any fault of themselves. They doing all this right stuff, but now they in a situation where, like in Lake Charles, they have a lot of people right now is out of their houses, out of their homes and stuff like that. Like the situation that happened in California, when all the riots and stuff like that. And me and you was talking about it too, Bone. I mean, I was messing with you, but you were saying some good points. Well, you know, they have some people that's trying to do, and they might be making it to the bare minimum. Well, they might miss their insurance this month, and or something happen. You know, things do occur, and soon as they do something like that, now all of a sudden they lose everything.
Yeah, like I say, my thing is, I put this way: if that was somewhere else in the state, like I say, yeah, I'm from LA, but my people from Louisiana. We from Monroe, Winsboro, Shreveport, the motherfucking Rayville.
Yeah,
we up north. I feel bad when I see that type of shit going down, because if that was somewhere else, the National Guard be out there, everybody else there be trying to help everybody out. It's like they leave y'all on an island on your own, like y'all just got to do this shit yourself, and that's fucked up.
Right.
If that was LA, California, New York, Chicago or something, somebody would have put something like, man, I ain't hearing nothing about the motherfucking National Guard coming. That's when the National Guard should have been out before the shit even started.
Right. And even in Texas, when they had a hurricane, they had and they flooded, everybody they had millions of dollars and people donating and was able to get them back in living condition within what within a couple months. They have some people like down here. It's like once you finally get your stuff back established, you all of a sudden we have another hurricane coming through. So now you starting all the way back over from all the things that you had recently just accumulated.
Yeah, but my thing is we America, man, it's too many motherfuckers that's fucking billionaires, trillionaires in this motherfucking, and you all can't trust me. We can put a fucking space shuttle. We can go fucking around and put a motherfucking we got a motherfucking international space station. We can't go help motherfuckers in our own fucking country, that in our own states.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That guy shouldn't have to worry about his house getting rebuilt. It should be automatically hope. He shouldn't have to go fuck around and go try to get a loan or something. The government should do that shit on their own.
Right. I mean, they should, but what I'll take. Right, but look what our tax dollars go to things that's unnecessary, to people that already have millions of dollars and already established and straight, and they live in, you know what I'm saying, they live in arrangement will never change. They'll still be the same. They just might not, you know what I'm saying, be able to go take trips every day like how they used to. Now they have to like limit themselves more or less than like the working person that might not have money to put food on the table, not just for himself, but maybe for his kids or his significant other, stuff like that. Like they be having all these type of situations, and people don't realize you have that going on with a pandemic going on, and California having earthquakes and wildfires. Because when I was out there, you could see it on top of the mountain on fire, and it was just coming down, and people ain't nothing you could do, just sit there and watch it. So people houses that was up there gonna get burnt up. Then from what I was saying, they have landslides and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, when it rains, the thing about it is it don't rain like that out here like that. So when it do rain, they got landslides. Like, think about it, landslides happen in the rich people zone, like Malibu. It will take out, to get to Malibu, you got to go to Pacific Coast Highway.
Right.
To get to Malibu. It's another way on the back end, but you're going to go drive another hour and a half just to go through the back end. When that's come down, that highway be full of mud. So it's some people that can't get to work.
Right.
They closed down the road. It's been sometimes where the mudslides went, so it took over the concrete and went to the beach. And these people's houses are sitting on stilts, but they pay that money to live up there. But their house gonna get rebuilt. Right.
They and then they get rebuilt in a reasonable time. On top of that.
Oh man, they can afford to go rent a house or A and B. They can go rent a house somewhere else or this and this and that till their house get built.
Right.
You know, they have that they have
that luxury to be able to do those types of things.
Everybody don't have that. You know what I'm saying? They don't. It's like I told people. I said shit happened in the riots in '92. Shit happened in the riots. This shit still ain't built in the hood, and it's 2020. Ain't still ain't nothing in the hood. It's an empty lot that was burned down and all that other shit.
And money that could have been made and being put back into the neighborhoods that's gone forever now. Just an empty spot that just done not producing nothing. And then it can't put nothing there because ain't no money to put something there. And the government will sit there and try to force us and have the communities in a small area with limited resources and limited ways to get these resources that's limited already. So that's the type of situation that they're putting us in. And then our president ain't making it no better with the things that he doing. But I will say this era is a new time and change like the Twilight Zone, because you have entertainers and people like us that talk about comic books, video games and stuff like that. That's able to have better opinions about real life situations than the actual people that went to school and dedicated their lives to these trades and different things that they do to benefit the prosper of the community and everybody around. But in the end result, all of them look like they're just being selfish for themselves.
Well, I'll put this way: they all selfish. My thing is, if I own a $1 million business, stuff like that. Even if I didn't, say $100,000 business, I'll be the first one to take a pay cut to make sure I can keep my employees paid because they got kids and all that other stuff too.
Right.
Man.
How many times you ever heard a motherfucking CEO take a fucking pay cut? The mayor of California is supposed to take a pay cut. That nigga ain't took shit.
Hey, before they take a pay cut, they'll do some layoffs.
Yeah, they lay people off. Why would you lay people off?
Like they the problem.
Yeah, and you need them.
Like they the reason why y'all fucking
and then you
up.
want to think about it. They didn't ask for what happened and all this other stuff.
Right. And then they get mad because because the people were saying about we should have a UBI, unified basic income that don't start at zero, where everybody be broke and then nothing to eat, no, you know what I'm saying, with no stipulations on stuff like that. Well, let's say if they had something like a situation like we're going with hurricanes or firestorms. I mean, you chaos, you know about like with the hurricanes and stuff like that, how all this stuff will devastate and reset your whole life, no matter how much progress and stuff that you have accumulated and done. If you don't have the top of resources to be able to oversee this, you're gonna be stuck starting over and over again without having a guaranteed basic income. So that's why I was saying, like, one of the key factors of the government, it should be like how to increase production level and at the same time not have us work like slaves, like, you know, back when it was the days of the Western, like they was all about innovative and making things more easier for the next generation. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. Like the government is supposed to be doing these policies and implementing things where it'll be easier and more beneficial for the people. But now we getting things where it look like it's more beneficial for the government and not us. So now we in this case scenario where the government is robbing from the rich and stealing from the poor. But let me know what y'all think about this NBA strike about with Trump. This Trevor Nolan from the Daily Show. I don't know if y'all ever heard of him. Let me
I
y'all.
heard
Trevor?
Yeah. What the hell is that?
Huh?
Oh no. I was looking at my OnePlus sent me a message on my phone. I was like, what? You said what you finna play it? Or you want to know what we think about it? You want to know what we think about it?
Yeah.
Chuck? I'll put it this way. It's a step forward. You know, my man used to play for the Bulls. Craig Hodges wanted to do it in the NBA Finals years ago when the Lakers and the Bulls played, when shit was going down. I'm glad they did something. You know, it just need to be some accountability going on with the motherfucking police. I know you've been through it. I've been through it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Chaos might have been through it too. I've been throwing on a lot of motherfucking hoods, from the Compton police to the Inglewood police to the Gardena police to the Torrance police. I can name motherfuckers. This racially profiling me going to work. But they need to for this shit to stop, Chuck. I'm gonna tell you this. For this shit to stop, they need to put them motherfuckers in Supermax. Put the motherfuckers in General Pop. Don't send them motherfuckers to no PC. When they go to jail, they don't go to motherfucking Camp Snoopy. Yeah. And if they get their shit pushed in, they can come out and tell their story how their shit got pushed in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They lose their pension.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta make something for them not to do it, because you give them the power.
Right.
You gave them something, and they're not really trained. Right. They train to be aggressive. You know?
Right. They're not trained. And then critical thinking, that's what the police supposed to be for, like in split case scenarios like that. That's the whole purpose of their training. They not no average citizen like me or you that's in a split case scenario. Well, we might see somebody shooting and we'll shoot them or shoot them in the back because we scared and paranoid. These are supposed to be trained professionals that know exactly what they're doing.
White boys can't fight. That's why they want to shoot, because they can't fight.
And I mean that is possible, but I think it ain't just they want to fight, is they want to eliminate. See, when I see that, I don't see they just want to contain you or hold you. They want to try to, because think about it, the most position they can get you in is putting you down on your knees with your hand behind your head. Man. You know, those types of things they'll try to get you to do to dehumanize you when they tell you put your hands on a hood, knowing a hood is 150 degrees and is 110 degrees outside. You touch that hot ass hood, your hands start burning. So you might hop jump in, or if you touch it, and then they got to say, oh, you tried to do something, and they'll grab you. They have things like that they don't even bring to people attention. Well, they have case scenarios. Well, this dude I seen, he was arguing for us and he was walking away. They had no reason, none, for to shoot this man. Then they shot him in the back. If anything, they could have grabbed him, unwrestled him. It was more than one police officer. That's what they get trained for.
Chuck, I'll give it a buck. I probably would even went with the tasing. You hit him with a taser. That's non-lethal.
Yeah. Or shoot him in the leg or his ass or some shit. If they
think about it, they don't think that. My thing is also too, Chuck. I say this shit all the time, and people be thinking I'm crazy. If you're gonna be a police officer, they need to be under how the military police do. The military police can't shoot your ass unless they get fired upon. And people don't understand that. It's a rules of engagement. That's what it's called, rules of engagement. They don't have rules of engagement. They already think when they see you, Chuck, you got a beard, you black, you a dope dealer. You know what I'm saying? Right. Let me see your ID. What you seeing my ID for? Because you're supposed to show your ID. If I'm you think I did a crime? What crime did I commit? Shut up, boy. Show me your ID. Well, then you get hostile. Like, shut the fuck up, you bitch.
Yeah, like who the fuck you talking to? I'm a man. Like you a man. You can't handle. Yeah, and that's what. That's what a confusion right there. Exactly. What's good with a G4?
But when you see that, they don't come at like that. Like I said, it's been cops where, like I said, I own a laundromat. I had cops run in, and they've been black. See, I don't think about what cops ain't got a color. Their only color is blue to me, because the good cops ain't gonna tell on the bad cops.
Right. Exactly. So they just guilty. Hey, like how they say, this is a law. If you see something, right, and let's say if you get called and you say, well, you didn't see nothing, or you don't want to testify or something like that, you can go to jail for withholding information, right?
Yeah.
So why a police officer, if he's not dirty, if he see a dirty cop do something, why he's not reliable?
They got that fucking immunity, and they motherfucking look out for each other.
Right. So
like I said, I had a black cop come in my lunch, man, all the time thinking we were selling dope. Like, why can't I have a legit motherfucking business?
Right.
And then you took the detectives on me. Then when you get me, you put me up with no bail, no nothing.
Right.
And didn't have nothing on me. You had my dad sit outside the house and all this, and you didn't even have a warrant. I had a judge tell me my parents should have slammed the motherfucking door in their face. Like, you ain't got no motherfucking warrant. But you know, my pops wasn't grown. Like I say, he was, you know what I'm saying, he was in the church. He was preaching.
Right, he was trying to be a good American citizen, and he want to do all the right things, but don't
motherfucking ass out. So, you know, at the end of the day, is you give me 3 motherfucking misdemeanors. I go to court and they get thrown the fuck out.
I would have sued. So like, fuck this shit.
The thing about it is kind of my thing is, I ain't gonna lie, I was just happy the charges got dropped.
Yeah, you want to get away.
I just wanted to get away from that shit.
That shit, yeah. I mean, I get that, because I be feeling the same way sometimes too. Like, man, it ain't much worth the effort. I just, you know what I'm saying, want to get that, put that in the past, and I can breathe better. I just need that
you ain't
freedom
got
of
that
mind
on your back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when they came in again, I'm talking shit like I'm free now. You know, even with my man dog took a case for us all, because, you know what I'm saying, some people who was jealous of us and they shot at us at one night or late one night. at our laundromat, and dog came with the heat and he was on point with it.
Right, man. All that shit need to be revamped and and changed.
And he took it, but when I think about it, what I did with him is I made sure I got the family attorney. We made it end up making a deal. He did 3 months. The gun came back clean.
Yeah.
I remember the day he called me, I'm out of jail. I said, all right, I gonna feel it. Not gonna say because mom was nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, he was already, they brung up, remember they say they don't bring up nothing from after 10 years or better. They brung up stuff I didn't know he even did.
Man, they could bring up charges that you beat and or was dropped. They could bring those charges up. And you be like, I didn't get charged for that or whatever like that. And they'll still bring it to the court, bring it to the attention. But he was charged with this crime. He might have got away, but he got charged with it 2 or 3 times to say, hey, he just because he got away with it don't mean he didn't do it. And they'll kind of push that that agenda when they doing stuff. And hey, look, we live on YouTube. Hey, what's good with the Twitter? It's your boy Triple Cup. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing some hood shit. Look, I got Bones.
Doing live while going live.
Yeah, going live while we live, man. Check us out. Hey, look, if you're on Twitter, come rock out with us, man. We got scenarios going on. Like right now, it's a situation in Baton Rouge that's horrible. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible when they have like the insurance companies. Like if you live in a poor community, right, your insurance costs a hell of a lot more than if you stayed in a community that had more money to spend on insurance and have be able to purchase better cars and stuff like that. Because you can have a car in a poor community and you can say I'm gonna use Delta 88, right? A Delta 88 in a poor community, and you can have a 2016 Lexus, right? Inside of I'm gonna use Burbank or Bluebonnet and Essex area, right? And the Delta 88 insurance gonna be more equivalent for a person that's lived with a same driving record as a person that's living in this richer part of the neighborhood, and they got a Delta 88 and paying for liability, the same amount of money as this person paying for like full coverage on a Lexus that's a newer car just because he's staying in this area. And it's a known fact that in the poor community, it do not have as many wrecks as it do on SM Bluebonnet and Scenic. I mean, or SM Bluebonnet Perkins. That area over there, it has a lot more wrecks, more traffic, more people driving. So tell me why the insurance is cheaper on that side of town when they were trying to say, oh, it's a high traffic or a high wreck area. Because at first they were trying to use that excuse saying, oh, people be breaking in cars and stuff like that. So what they have to do with liability insurance? If you have liability insurance and somebody breaking your car, that has nothing to do with the insurance company because they don't cover it because you only have liability. So they had missed me with that that line excuse. Now they were saying because in a poor community, it's more of a risk because people don't have insurance. I'm like, well, the reason they don't have insurance because insurance costs more money on this side of town for a person just to go from point A to point B, and all they're trying to do is pay bills. They barely have gas to get to point A to point B. You try to kill them on insurance. But in the rich neighborhood, they don't mind. They don't mind at all giving discounts and deals. And then every time you look around, they're having a wreck on that side of town. And they have more money. So that's another way they're taking money out of the community and they bring it out of the poor community and instead of feeding into these rich communities, and they wondering why that these communities is not having things and not able to do things. But while we saying that, man, let's go still finish saying what Trevor no one got to say in with this police brutality.
Wisconsin's elected officials, and afterwards they released a collective statement calling for change. They want the police officers involved in the shooting held accountable, and they're also calling on the Wisconsin state legislature to address police brutality and social justice reform.
That's right. In an unprecedented move, the NBA had to postpone its playoff games after the players went on strike, which, don't get it twisted, is a really big deal. This shit is so radical, it makes Colin Kaepernick look moderate. I bet right now somewhere out there's an old racist guy like, I miss the good old days when they would take a knee, but at least they'd show up for work. And massive props to these athletes for using their platform to bring attention to what's happening in the streets. Because when you think about it, sports doesn't stop for anything. So when sports does shut down, people take notice. Like, you guys remember that time aliens landed on Earth? Yeah, of course you don't remember. Because it was the playoffs. It was started by the players and not by the league.
say Chaos. So what you think about the fact of like how Kaepernick, how they said he was a son of a bitch and all types of X, Y's, and Z's, right? But then now, and they was talking about like with the NBA, they had clauses where the NBA players had to stand. Like they really were saying, look, we own y'all. So we telling y'all, if y'all do not abide by this, y'all, we gonna rip away y'all living status, the way you live, and we gonna. So they kind of like was putting people inside of a situation where it's either live to do good for my family or stand up for my morals. So it was always they divide in the sports industry. They always wanted to keep that division, to keep you in the dark. So so what do you think about now that the players is starting to stand up for what they believe in?
I mean, it's about time, but it was almost a little close to too late. Like Kaepernick was trying to tell you guys, like from the jump, like, yo, this stuff ain't cool, but nobody wanted to listen. And now when shit gets so bad like this, oh, now people want to come in. It's like, yeah, like I think half the players and half the people that do it, I feel like they're fake. You know, like if they wasn't with them then they ain't with them now. You know what I'm saying? They just doing it to follow a trend, and that's what I'm kind of scared of. Is this? You got your leaders, but some people are just doing this for a trend and not actually taking it to heart. And,
right. I think some of them is chaos. People were blind. They didn't want to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Didn't want to see it. They didn't see it that way. Like even with Goodell, he was worrying about fucking making money for the NFL.
Mm-hmm. And then you heard him say, "Oh, I really wish I really regretted not talking to him."
The owners did that because they didn't want to lose no motherfucking sponsors. Let's keep it a buck.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to lose no sponsors. Them guys and Kaepernick did was what he was doing, and everybody they ridiculed that was taking a knee. Thing about it is, we are minority. I use the word minority because the white people don't get treated like we get treated. Minority is a black, Mexican, and other ethnicities. Police will fuck us up for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know
black people got it the worst.
You know, and it got to start somewhere. At least it's a start. They started because I have some people like. Even a homegirl, DeLeon's like, well, they just need to cancel the whole damn season. But guess what they're doing? They're giving us something to get our mind off a lot of shit too. Because it's a lot of hate built up right now. Because a lot of motherfuckers is at home.
Right.
Hey, all right. Now I got a question. For y'all too. Do you guys think sports is some type of escapism?
It got to be. It's just like we play video games.
That's an escape. But I feel like an escape still should not be nothing that should not be a detach. An escape and a detach is two completely different things. Escape is like, well, you could be in a place where you go show what you believe in, and the next person can respect it. But at the same time, you're not just forcing it, but at the same time, bringing light to it. Is a fine line in between it. Like you'll hear people say, if you was like X, Y, and Z, you shouldn't be able to bring it to the light. Like for example, this might be all the way left, but I was saying I seen a commercial with like about six to 10 NFL players, right? And they were speaking about marijuana, and Ricky Williams was one of them. And because at first when I was watching Ricky Williams, I was like, man, this dude crazy. Why he don't stop smoking weed, X, Y, and Z? Because, me not knowing, the only thing I seen was him standing up for something that I had no idea what he doing. But I just, I'm just listening to what they saying in the front street media. But then when I was listening to Ricky Williams talk, it was like, okay, they don't talk about these NFL players, how, they talking about it now, how they just running into each other, smashing and banging each other up and be all hurting and pain and stuff all the time. So they giving them all these narcotics, some of this stuff that's not good for their body and their system. And then some of the NFL players was like, well, why is I have to take these narcotics that's going to mess me up at the end of my life, at the end of the day? And if I could just medicate myself with weed, that would take away the pain that I'm having, and it won't stop my progress, and it won't have these long-term effects. that these other medications and these other prescriptions that they're giving us. So some of these players was like, you know what, this is my own body. And some people is a fan of, like, I ain't gonna just say self-medication, but natural medications over Western.
But Chuck, check this out.
Right.
My man Jefferson, I forgot. He used to play for the Pacers and stuff like that. He does marijuana stuff like that, right? Like you say, my mom, it doesn't. People don't understand. My own mom smokes weed, but that takes the, ease the pain. It's a natural herb. But whenever you saw a motherfucker get high on weed and go shoot a motherfucker, unless it's laced,
and that ain't weed.
Yeah,
because they taking weed and they add something to alter it to be something different.
And people don't understand. It's a lot of marijuana things that you don't have to smoke it. They got marijuana gels and you can just put on your body, and it sinks in it. Everybody can't. Moms can't take the top shelf of weed. You know what I'm saying? When I go to the dispensary I gotta get the mild grain because she's like, that shit too powerful. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to roll up a joint and feel a little good, because she don't want to get on them opioids and all that other stuff. They think about it.
Right, and then them opioids is highly addictive.
They want to give that shit to you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these NFL players and these basketball players take these fucking epidural shots and all these shots and shit. And motherfucking, they ain't the same because what? Especially back in like the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, some in the 90s, they take that fucking shot and these niggas will have a motherfucking broken leg and be still running. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Emmitt Smith, I remember they were talking about how players will break their fingers, break their arms, and still be on the field, like, and you'll never know because they be so amped up that they don't feel the pain.
Yeah, because they give them that shit. They hit them with that shot. That shot that, like I said, people don't understand what epidural. Usually they give epidurals to women that's pregnant.
Yeah.
I get an epidural probably like once every 3 months for my back because I ripped my back up.
Yeah.
And I need it for the pain. And you know what I'm saying? And I have taught myself how to weed. People understand like, well, you always drinking. I drink for a reason because I can relax. My body can relax without me taking the damn pill. I can take a Tylenol again, a regular Tylenol.
Right.
I remember taking 3-4 Tylenols. People don't understand. I used to crush. I used to eat motherfucking what is that? Tylenol 3s with codeine. I didn't even need no water. I used to crunch them.
No, 100.
Because my back was so
over there.
Yeah.
100 was over there hooping back in the day. Back in the good days, taking no look shots and shit, hitting them 3-pointers. He fucked up his back.
No, I mean, but see, I ripped both of my ankles up. You know what I'm saying? That was all on me. That's paying pickup ball at the job. But I'm supposed to be doing it. And I ripped both of my ankles up. And then when I think about it, I worked at the airport. People don't understand when I worked at the airport. People don't understand that when you put bags in, if it's not a 747, if it's an Airbus and all that, you have to duck and hunch back and throw heavy ass bags and stack them up. It's not for everybody. I told my back up there, and then Lowe's was the final straw where I went to a Dodgers game and I couldn't get up. And I'm over here with my auntie that's 40 years older than me. I couldn't get up.
Right.
And that's a shame. And I was at the time, I was like 32 years old. What you got now?
Yeah.
With a bear.
That's crazy. But that's how they try to, but they don't try to cure you. They just try to give you something to keep you coming back.
They keep you because that's money.
They try to make you out to a
That's why we don't got universal health care.
Right.
Because it's too much money.
That's crazy.
There's too much money in it. They pay off the senators and the Congress motherfucking members to not vote on that shit. That's what I like about Canada. Canada, thing about it is, I got homies that's in Canada. They was like, man, the doctors work off a tier. You work long enough, this and that, you get paid off that certain tier. So he was like, if I need, he said, I wouldn't get a liver transplant I get it. Everybody is up. If I need a liver, try and get one. And don't care if I live in it. I live in the woods. I said, damn, how the hell they can do it and we can't do it?
America, a fucked up place. I'm telling you.
Right, and it's all about the money, and they trying to push. Like right now, I'm still saying it, and I'm always campaigning to say I'm not a fan of Joe Biden, and I damn sure not a fan of Kamala Harris. I know she's from California out there where you at bound, but I'm still not a fan.
But people don't like her because she was locking niggas up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That she was just taking people in. Boom, he going to jail. She was campaigning 3 straight rules, sent them all to jail. Like she was doing anything to step on her own people that she ain't killed to get to the top where she at right now.
You gotta understand. See, that's what I'm gonna say when people say they own people. She didn't grow up in the hood.
Man, she said she not black.
She ain't grew up. She ain't do all that other stuff. But like what we said, Cows, me and Flip was saying, I'll take Joe Biden and her. The two evils.
Huh?
Yeah, man, I had to stand up and say her name like Kamala Harris. Man, she is.
But you know what? We think about it. At least she's changeable. She can change.
You think so?
She can change. Trump ain't changed.
She put now. I believe it's a front.
I would take 2 out of the 2 evils. I'll take that evil. You know, Biden didn't do that bad when he was a vice president.
All right, look, check this out. This is how I look at Joe Biden. He was vice president for Barack Obama, right? So Barack Obama, for the Republicans, he is the most left Democrat they can reach, right? He is the most left for them. So if Barack Obama is the most left, Barack Obama needed a VP that was the most right left. If you get what I'm saying, the most he's a left a Democrat, but he's the most right Republican.
He's closer to the middle, basically. You're saying,
right? So therefore, he could earn a bridge to the Republicans to make communication. So if we get Joe Biden, that means everything that's left is gone. He is like basically the starting point of the right. They still consider left. You know, like when you got North and South, and you'll have on the South side you'll have North Street, and then on the North side, on South, North side you'll have North Boulevard or something like that. You have 2 Norths. But you're like, why both of them North? Because one is the North side of the South, and the other one is the start of the North.
All right, Chuck. So basically, you're saying like if you're in the woods and how you're on the top part to the bottom part, he's just at the bottom part. But if you take 2 steps up, he'd be at the top part.
Yeah, exactly. That.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
but my thing is, I tell people they all crooked. They all crooked. How many Congress people in your state, Chaos, your mayor,
I'm talking about Florida. I'm talking about Florida.
I'm talking about in general. That they
I think Louisiana is the most crooked.
But I'm talking about they talk about hey man, we're gonna build this road. Some of them are not gonna do it. Man, I had a dude was wanting to get elected for mayor, right? Yeah. I mean, for Congress, you know what I'm saying? He's friends with my neighbor. My neighbor runs the traffic police, the traffic people.
Right.
And so he said, man, you see how much I did for this community? Man, you should vote for me. I said, vote for you for what the fuck you do? My street motherfucker still ain't done. Right. You know, you promised all this shit, but you just promised this shit to get what? Your ass in, and when you get in, you forget about the man that got the person that got the class.
And I guarantee Joe Biden doing the same thing. That's what I seen with Puff Daddy.
I said they all. That's why when I talk politics, when it comes to politics, I don't trust none of them motherfuckers. I don't trust nothing. Maxine Waters is a black woman that been in here in California. Yeah. That bitch ain't did shit. She ain't dead, done. She just like you say, Kamala Khan or whatever her name is. You know what I'm saying? She just like her. She talks the good talk. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But then when that hush money come in, you know what I'm saying? When that company slides her $200,000 to not vote on that proposition or on that ballot,
right?
I mean, there's nothing to say. You don't hear nothing. There's no explanation why I didn't vote on it. There's nothing because there's a lot of hush money going. Like even with the oil Oil, man, the oil thing. People, you know what I'm saying? Like California, kind of the worst ones with the emissions and stuff like that. I see people. I talked to the homie, and he was like, "Man, I'm paying $193." I said, "Man, I'm paying $4 for regular gas."
Right.
But it can come down. But guess what? The oil front, we're paying to pay off these people for not to vote to get our gas down.
Right. We're not voting for the right people that's going to actually work for us. I mean, people think it's just the president. Like how you saying, you got to break it all the way down to the politicians that's in your local area, because Trump is a proven fact that if you don't start at the root of the problem, you're going to get a weed at the top of the problem, because the popular vote went to Hillary Clinton. The popular vote is the people. That means the people voted for Hillary Clinton. So Hillary won. Trump became president because we didn't go all the way down to the ground root. And these politicians, and if you notice, the points that be spread with how to vote.
That electoral college bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't do, if we don't find a way of changing that, because that's one thing, after this election, that needs to go, because it don't have no real merit, and it's actually counterproductive, because it was established to say like a state like Mississippi or Louisiana can compete against a state like New York or California. So like the who ran for president, they won't go to the same states as New York, California, Texas, Florida, anywhere the big populations there. But still, with the electoral votes, they still doing the exact same thing. So it don't make sense. It don't have no real merit. Unless somebody know differently, because for me personally, I don't see the reason for
it. The thing about it, more states got more electoral votes because the population.
So that's true, but if that's the case,
it's like you're playing checkers. That's all you're doing.
Right.
You're playing Connect Four. If you can win, most of the time your ass can win New York, Florida, California, you good. You can lose down there everything else.
Right. But the thing about it is, that's why I say that needs to be changed. They just need to be person for person. Every individual person.
People don't like change.
It shouldn't be complicated, because it should be your birthday, your social security number, and your address. You send that in a vote. And if you get a duplicate, that's how that's how you know if a forgery was happening with this person or that person. Or have a mobile app that you got to sign in with those things. And it won't double allow if you use your name. And if you deceased.
Yeah, that's kind of hard, because I ain't gonna lie. I know motherfuckers do some foul shit. I know motherfuckers that be filing taxes in other people's names. They don't even know who the people are.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of hard, because there's a lot of fraudulent shit can be going on. You can go on the black web and go get fucking 25 motherfucking social security numbers and everything about the person.
Right.
And that's kind of hard. My thing is, you just should make it as universal, where you know what I'm saying, you have the thing about it is, it should be, you know how we got TSA? You should have TSA for voting.
Right.
People are trained, this and that, and they in every fucking city. Instead of having volunteers.
That's a way to create jobs right there.
Instead of having volunteers. And they're trained, and the government trains them. So some come up, you can go back, and in worst case scenario, you can blame it on the government.
But then they were able to be able to find where the problem is located at and correct it. They would have that opportunity, because now they could better pinpoint shit, or better figure out what went wrong or why this didn't work.
You know,
hey,
Trump, he out the door, so he gonna try to fuck it up anyway.
Right. Hey, y'all heard about this militia? You heard about the militia?
What, the black militia or the white militia?
The white militia is supposed to be like, from what I'm saying, it's like almost like the new version of the Ku Klux Klan, or like if we was watching the Watchmen, they would have been the what's the name of that group that was the
I know.
They was supposed to be on there. The 7K.
The 7K. Yeah, they was like
7K.
Like
yeah.
7K.
So the militia is more like the 7K. They had this YouTuber. He was speaking upon it. Let's see what he got to say, and we'll drop our opinion about what he have to say about this new militia, aka 7K.
You've all heard about Kyle Rittenhouse. This is a 17-year-old man who, well, I guess he's not even a man.
And old boy was going to the army, meaning in a police force. So they let you know what the type of people that they're looking for.
Yeah, right. I mean, you become an adult at 18. So let's just read about it. He was charged in Kenosha protests, homicides, considered himself militia. Now, I was under the impression he wasn't charged yet in Wisconsin, but I guess he has been. Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old, charged with shooting 3 people, 2 of them fatally, during a Kenosha protest Tuesday night, considered himself militia member trying to protect life and property, according to videos and interviews and social media posts. Video recorded in hours before the shooting shows Rittenhouse hanging out with older armed men who say that they were protecting a car lot. Rittenhouse of Antioch, Illinois, also did an interview with Daily Caller in front of a boarded-up building. This is a quote from Rittenhouse, said, "People are getting injured, and our job is to protect the business. This business," he says in the clip. A quote, my job is also to protect people. If someone is hurt, I'm running into harm's way. That's why I have my rifle. I got to protect myself, obviously. But I also have my med kit." So I don't know. This isn't him right here. This is just another armed man. So, you know what? There's all sorts of stuff that we can go into there. I don't want to get into crazy details.
Hey, just from that, from that, you know what that sounds like to me? An excuse to go around to try to shoot somebody. That sounds like
an excuse to basically do as what Flip would say, a modern day lynching.
Exactly. That's exactly what that is, because I mean they saying, quote unquote, they're going to protect the business and the people with guns to shoot anybody that try to come vandalize this property, which they just saying anybody can get it basically whenever. Well, it's not anybody, it's they pick of the litter can get it. And I was saying about how the police was actually backing them, and they was showing how he was on the ground laying down and he was just letting the rip like that. So when I was seeing that clip, like, damn, you know, if he's supposed to be militia, then he had to have some type of training. And that's when I looked and seen that he was in a police academy. And I know 10-year-olds no better safety with weapons than he had when he was out there. So if he called himself being safe, I did not see that. He was like a kid in the can, so a 7K in the
what happened. That's not really what I wanted to focus on today, because I kind of went over it yesterday.
Guessing that was 100.
Last night was significantly less activity, I guess we can put it, because the National Guard did go in and, you know, squash everyone from doing all this stuff. What I want to talk about is this interesting tidbit of news. So Nick Sandmann's attorney, Lin Wood, is taking the case pro bono. So this is the guy who who covered Sandmann. You remember that?
Yeah, he's the kid that stared down the Native American guy.
Right.
Got sued CNN, I think,
and won. Yeah,
$100 million.
I think he sued multiple different places, right? Yeah. Not just CNN, but he won against all of them. So this is Lin Wood. I'll just read about it. It says, this amazing news coming on Thursday. A powerhouse attorney, Lin Wood, who also represents Nick Sandmann, has agreed to represent 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse pro bono. Rittenhouse is the shooter who was defending himself from the angry mob that was trying to destroy him. Wood has some may know become famous during the 1996 Atlanta Olympic bombings, where he represented Richard Jewell, who was falsely accused and then slandered by the mainstream media. Wood has made the following statement on his Twitter account. Thanks to all freedom-loving Americans who responded to requests for contact information on Kyle Rittenhouse. We have contacted Kyle's family, and help is on the way. Kyle will have excellent legal representation, and we owe him legal defense. Many others will need your help in coming.
Hey, that's crazy how they trying to humanize him with him out there shooting and killing people, but at the same time, the police officer shoot a man in his back, paralyzing him, and they saying he a thug and a criminal, and he didn't. But potential, maybe he might get a gun, or he might find a gun, or a gun might evaporate out of thin air. So that's what they basically saying. So, and they showing you they have the money. If, like how you say, basically a get out of jail free card. So they basically promote saying, look, pro bono. And if a person don't know what pro bono mean is, they taking this case with no questions asked and no money needed. So therefore, they gonna work for them as, you know what I'm saying, just because it's a higher profile case for the for the representation. And if they win it, it boosts them up. So these cases mean more to win than most of the other cases that they have. So it's one of those case scenarios where they showing you that you could do whatever you want because Black lives don't matter as much as all lives matter. So if you feel like all lives matter, that means Black lives don't matter as much. So all lives is irrelevant. So I'm gonna get that counterproductive ass shit. So y'all want to finish saying what they got to say, or y'all want to make a statement?
Nah, shit, it's fucking crazy, bro. Like, I bet you if that replaced that white dude with the black guy, that nigga would have been shot dead on sight. Before or after.
Gun, because then he was holding his gun, walking toward the police. Police ran right past him.
Like, come on now. That's pathetic.
Right. When I seen that, I was like, hold up, did the police just run right past him? Like, they didn't just see him with a gun or even question the fact he got a gun walking around and somebody out there shooting and everybody running away from him.
And people are wondering why these players are protesting.
Right.
Days, stay strong, continue to speak truth, continue to demand justice under our Constitution, continue to, and most of all, continue to pray for our fellow citizens, pray for our president, pray for our country, and always, 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 #fight back. We will not go quietly into the night. We are Americans. So this is, I mean, he's got really good representation. People were talking about it over the past day. Like, you know, he was defending himself. All these videos. Have you seen the videos of it?
Pause. There you go. Shit. Damn. Got it to pause now. I almost forgot what I was about to say, but yeah. Him with his representation and how they doing it. To me, this reminded me so much of Flip might be rolling over in his bed right now when I say, if this is not revelation to the 10th power, and I don't sit there and talk about the Bible type stuff, but just simple like you can't overlook the fact of they say kids gonna rebel against their parents, all that shit right now. All this men gonna wear dresses, women gonna wear pants, all that shit right now. They talk about all these different diseases, and they talk about how smart what all information is gonna be to your knowledge gonna be access to everybody gonna have it. That's right now. And then riots and fights and stuff like that. The thing that we see that's going on is not gonna slow down. I mean, this pandemic is not about to end. Right now is the low part of not diseases, but like colds and stuff like that being spread around. Right, this is the lowest time that is of this health. Wait till like the end, like the end of September or the beginning of October, right up in that little area there. That's when y'all start seeing the blue start going up. So right now we in a sweet Goldilocks zone. So in the near future, we're gonna start seeing colds and you got to go take this here. You're gonna start seeing the West Nile virus come back. You're gonna see some of these old flus and stuff start to come back, and then you're gonna have these new things that's gonna be out and about with the pandemic that have not ended. It ain't gonna go nowhere. We have no cure.
The way Trump handling it, you might just be right.
Right, and this gonna play in Trump's favor because I'm hearing about him want to commit start martial law, and if you know, they always tell you beforehand. And if you always think about it, they say, what if Trump don't? I ain't never heard this a day in my life. Them say about a president. What if he don't want to leave office? What are you gonna do? I never heard that question asked ever. I don't know if I'm just overlooked it and haven't been paying that much attention, but I never heard that question actually asked. And this was the first time I heard that question actually asked. So they had me thinking like, now it might be a possibility. All this riots and stuff that's going on, this pandemic that's going on, and looting that's going on. They having this new group that's called the militia, and they is the 7K of the 2020, 2021, and beyond, right? So Ku Klux Klan and the Nazis and stuff like that, all of those groups, it reformed into this new group that's called the militia, the white militia, or whatever they want to base themselves at. And what they doing is they twisting and they're making like from their angle. So like, oh, look at this and look at that. I mean, some of the stuff I can understand is going to sprout it because like with all these letters and SWJs and stuff like that, equal rights and the white man this, the white man that, sooner or later, you're going to actually see the white man show his white, you know what I'm saying, oppressions or stuff like that. And then you're going to get this group of the depressed white people that's trying to rebel up against, and they're going to come up, and that's what we're starting to see. And what we're seeing is this country is this is the new beginning of our normal. So with that being said, y'all want to finish saying what you got most? Let's skip ahead because his opinion we don't care about. Not that bad. This is our shit.
Of
we jacking
the guy who got shot.
Jack of the topics.
Taunting the crowd.
Oh, I've seen that. He's been screaming it at
Yes.
him. Yeah, I saw that.
And then
same
guy, and then leading into the
But let me make this back. What you call it? But yeah, that's how that works. Let me see. Let me double check, make sure I ain't the oh shit, man. You gotta say something if you ain't in here. Hey man, hey, I gotta figure out.
I've been sitting here.
I know you said I'm a rookie. I'm about to say chaos. You gotta say something.
I was wondering.
I
was like, because I thought he got a phone. I thought Bone got a phone call.
I did get a phone call, but it wasn't. It was.
Oh.
I did get a phone call, but it wasn't important.
Okay, yeah, that's why I didn't say anything because I thought Bone was just handling his business. Shit.
No,
man,
I'm back here.
Because I was wondering, I was about to tell Chuck. I was like, hey, yo, I think Bone left.
No, I was coming right back. Because I didn't want y'all to hear that.
Yeah.
Like
that's what that was going.
Yeah, that was his phone. Yeah.
Man, if I can put it on silent, on here.
Oh man, that's crazy. Matter of fact, Simone, crazy. Let's find some fun shit now. All that get the pressure stuff. It's good, you know what I'm saying, to have real knowledge about what's going on, about what's actually in the real world. But at the same time, that ain't everything about the real world. You know, we got stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give a shout out to him. I'm looking right now like Double Barrel and Boom. He live right now talking about the PlayStation 5. Talking about on the PlayStation 5 gonna have shortages. So y'all already know what that situation is. I called it a while back. People gonna go buy all the PlayStation 5s. They know that, and they're gonna be on Amazon selling them bitches for $2,000. I mean, if that ain't common sense, and people gonna buy them. So I might be saying, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with myself. Why not?
Chuck, you gotta get on the revolution. Chuck, you gotta get on the revolution. Quit shooting these motherfuckers out that don't shoot your ass out. They don't come mess with you. Quit shooting them motherfuckers out. You see, I did. I got a whole new revolution. You can call me motherfucking you can call me you can call me motherfucking Prince in the New Revolution. I ain't playing that shit no more.
You ain't giving shout out to people that?
No, I don't. If you don't shoot,
if they don't fuck with you, you don't fuck with them.
No, if they don't even shoot me out, shoot me out or nothing, or I mean, I'm talking about even a like or something. I don't fuck with. I don't throw them. I don't tag them. I forget about them because it's not fair. Because you giving them free, they growing. They ain't trying to help you grow.
Right. And ain't gonna try to help.
And ain't gonna try to help you. So that's when I get to a point where certain people get mad at me. I'm like, I just not gonna do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I used to do that for everybody. I do it for my crew. I do it for my friends.
Right.
But other than that, I don't get. If I see, like I said, I get up in the morning. I be on my way to work. I make sure I go retweet it and all that. And I go shoot it out. make sure I put a thumbs up on it, because even though if I don't even listen, I end up listening to it anyway.
Later on. I mean,
later on.
but like how you just said, I mean, I can respect the fact you doing some stuff and you just say, hey, let me show some support. What's good?
Yeah.
You know,
I'll stop.
I try to do the same too.
Yeah,
like,
I try to come through and try to, if I could, view his life. What's up with you, Chuck? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
What's
right.
going on? I'm up. You know, that's what's wrong with us as a community. Actually, I'm gonna put it, keep it a buck. As black YouTubers, we don't do that shit for each other. We go do it. We go do it for the white man, but the white man don't do it for us.
Right there.
And I'm not gonna be that token, that quote unquote token nigga. I refuse to.
Right.
Be that token nigga.
At the end of the day, you gotta be your own man.
Yeah. So like I said, I will run. Like I said, I was tired yesterday. The only reason I left the podcast yesterday because my phone died out on me. I forgot to charge it because I went back to back.
Right.
I didn't, but I know you guys already can handle it. You know, y'all know more than me about comic books. So I didn't do it indicative, but I made sure, boom, let me go shoot them out. That's why you see, if you see on my, every time I do, y'all the first one to come up, Heroic Reputation Podcast, check them out. Because I know y'all got something good. Because I want to help other people. See, people thinking that we all evil, we're not. Chuck, you bring up good points. Chaos and bring good points. I don't mind Chaos popping. Chaos was bringing good points Saturday night about things.
Man, we were turning up on said I like Flip was like, man, we finna go live. I was like, man, where y'all going? And then I was saying, y'all that shit, yeah. I had to hop in there too, like, yeah, let's do this. I mean, for me, I know what you're saying, Bone, but this is how I look at it, right? With the YouTube community, I look at it fun. If you notice, I don't beef with nobody. I ain't getting into it with nobody. I can't beef with nobody. You could talk, people could talk noise about me. I still say, okay, this was up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody may say something in the chat. I mean, say something negative. I feel like I heard it so much, you know what I'm saying, don't bother me because I'm enjoying myself, having fun, enjoying, you know what I'm saying, being out here with you, being with Chaos, being with Flip, you know what I'm saying, everybody in the community, we get the gaming or just being in parties and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, if I could do this and this is something I love to do, like I feel like how Dave Chappelle was saying, if I could make just enough to be straight, I'm successful. And if I could bring all of my people where we could do this and all, you know what I'm saying, I'll be successful. I don't have to be PewDiePie or Joe Rogan, even though my whole thing is I want to have a hood version of Joe Rogan, you know what I'm saying? It's like somebody I look up to, but I use him for like motivation when I'm seeing stuff, even though he crossed on the other side, I'm on this side, but you know, it's a whole different ball game. And when these other YouTubers that, you know what I'm saying, I give shouts out and stuff like that. And if they don't give me no shout out, I'll be like, well, I understand. And if I start doing this here and you see me growing and stuff like that, and you then like how you say you start seeing me pull back, don't look at me saying, oh man, Chuck messed up. It's like I still reach and try to reach as much as I can, like on G4 and
I reach. Sometimes you can reach so much where you got to come to you got to put a line in the sand. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's certain people that say something to me. You know what I'm saying? Some people thinking don't really know me as a person. They thinking that Hunter character that I portray, like that asshole. Yeah, he's designed to be an asshole. I trained, I built, I grew up.
I say, Bone, you think you slick? I be telling people, I say, man, why is Bone? Bone got this little gray area where he played the devil's advocate. That is a great crossover that made one conversation. Even Savage, I even see Savage. He'd be like, no. He went from he wasn't gonna say shit till he done ran a 5-minute rant that somebody I never see run a 5 minute straight rant about. I said, man, y'all better pay attention. Bone know what he's doing, and I be watching Bone. You be back there smiling like, yeah. So see, I like that because it's entertaining.
But that's what you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, you're supposed to be entertaining. Ain't nobody gonna. How many people don't understand? If I start talking about transistors, motherfucking teraflops, and all that, ain't nobody want to listen to me because I started off talking shit.
Right.
And I never that guy.
The fucking A button in. Fuck the PlayStation.
Yeah. No, but I was never that guy. Like in real life, I'm quiet. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't really bother nobody. You know what I'm saying? The homies, but I had to learn how to bag when you get on that bus going to school when they getting bagged on you because you ain't got you got the little cheap version of the Griffies, and they got the $100 version of the Griffies. You got a pen for your own. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, right. I got 10 outfits to come out for 2 weeks. What you got? You only got 5 outfits, and you know what I'm saying? And they all ain't, you know, you have to learn how to bag. That's why I said it's back. It's fun in games. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. I told people I just want to be entertaining. Like, I really don't give a fuck if you buy a PlayStation. No, I don't care. I really don't give a fuck.
That's on your body and your money at the end of the day.
But when I turn into that character go try to make. Because sometimes I have people, man, you maybe had a good day, and that I'm like, oh, I did. Like what? And I just snapped. Like I'm not the same person I did what an hour ago.
Right.
I'm not ripping and running. And
man, hey, I was on the channel. I was like, man, look at Bob. I said, man, send me a link, man. You cutting up to me.
And I had to get off because I'm like, damn. Because I thought I was going to run. I was like, okay, if I do this shit, I could probably run out of gas and go to sleep. And then people, I didn't even think I was going to have that many people because I ain't never went on that early. Never.
Right. Yep. You woke up in the morning time and you seen everybody was up with you.
I didn't wake up. No, I've been up. I've been up watching movies.
Hey, you know what, Bob? I toast today. I
just been up watching movies and shit. So I said, fuck it. You know what? Let's get some shit off your chest and snap it to. Because I was seeing something that was bothering me. Like people see stuff that's bothering them in politics or seeing stuff that's bothering them in their community. You know what I'm saying? And people don't step up and just say something about it. You know, instead of a lot of people agree about it.
Right.
You know, instead of just sitting there and just straight up
wasting time and then want to let somebody else do it, then they want to say, oh, I was with it the whole time. Yeah. Matter of fact, Ray Lewis, that's a perfect example. That boy there, I don't keep up with nothing he do after the stunt he did like a year ago, about 2 years ago with Kaepernick. After that, and anytime I seen Ray Lewis come across my screen out, I don't even care. Boom, everything Ray Lewis got to say. Boom. And even if I was in person or talking to Ray Lewis, I say, bro, boom, we had nothing to say. Nothing. I don't care what your opinion is. You know what I'm saying? You can feel offended by it. I don't care. That's how I feel about it. And if Ray Lewis felt some way, I really don't care. That's how, you know what I'm saying? That's how I felt about Ray Lewis. Man, that's how I feel about Ray Lewis now. And even if he changed his opinion in the way he thinking, in the way he was saying, I know what his mentality is. I seen people in Mississippi that was beat with that mentality. So I know when I see people with his mentality. I'm not saying he's from Mississippi, but I recognize those type of people. They are Uncle Tom's at heart. No matter what they feel or what they say, somewhere down the line, they're gonna hit you with some more Uncle Tom ass shit. So for me to avoid that situation, I say, you know what? I don't want to hear nothing Ray Lewis got to say ever.
Yeah, like Chuck, when I met you, that's a real guy. I didn't mess with, you know, I had to learn to keep my circle kind of small, you know.
Right, because when me and you first had linked up, that was around that time when the Xbox community was like this shit, and you started seeing people start doing some behind the back.
I think he was on PK.
Being cross profits, committing heresy.
And you was like, you played man. I'm like, yeah. And boom, we been on since.
Shit,
been on since. Like I said, I told people I meet some people. I just met them one time. Like, oh, that's cool. I can walk out with them. You know what I'm saying? I can go fuck with them. And then there's some people like, I gotta keep guards up on this. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I've been asked to do this or sometimes asked to do that. Some things I'm not gonna do. Like I'll break my back for y'all before I go break my back for somebody else.
Right.
I won't do it. I'll tell them, no, I ain't gonna do that shit. You know, I wouldn't even give them an excuse. You know what I'm saying? I won't give them an excuse.
Like I'm good.
Shit, like, whatever. You know, I'm not even answering them back. But it's like you hit me with this. There's only certain people that hit me with stuff. You sit there and you said this thing and it stuck with me. And it stuck with me from the first time I met you. You said it ain't about me, it's about we.
About we, all of us. And that's how everybody comes. That's synergy.
That's how we roll with it.
And that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? If somebody in the circle needs something, somebody got it, or somebody don't, we gonna make sure somebody got it. It ain't nobody business. We ain't sitting there telling the world we did it.
Right.
or nothing like. I don't like that shit. I kind of like a low key guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm low key. I know my man Lemon is hi-fi and this and that. I even bust on his ass when we was at last E3. Like, man, don't be showing no goddamn cash because we don't know who watching this shit.
Man, hey, I seen Lemon on Twitter. He had PlayStation New. Yeah, walking down the street like I got the what's that nigga? What's that PlayStation bundle name? Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, he had the Ghost of Tsushima bundle. Like,
I'm like this nigga.
But
that's how I'm gonna be with my next Xbox. I'm gonna be walking with that new Xbox, like.
Yeah, but see, that's his persona. That's what he likes. He likes to be like I'm more quiet. I'm more like we had a situation where I had to step in because I can sit there. I had to step in because I can sit there and I know how to play. How can we say the corporate world? How to talk to people, and I can be that nigga at the same time. I'm a chameleon. I can go be the one. So I'm like, sir, this and this and this and that. And when I'm getting mad at me, and I'm hitting this motherfucker is 6'5". I'm 6 feet.
Right.
But scared. I'm like, let me handle this shit. Go sit your ass down somewhere. You know, and I had to explain to it. And then what happened when we walk out? The girls is, man, you guys okay? Did you guys get your thing with Ninja Theory? You know, he saw a different part instead of being aggressive. You ain't gotta be aggressive all the time.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I think that's a New York thing.
We supposed to be lions. We ain't supposed to be hyenas. We're supposed to be lions.
Right. Right.
A lion know when to attack. A lion go send somebody else to attack, and especially if you're the leader of the pack. So I'm like, I got this. But it's certain things like, well, this and that. I'm like, because I live both worlds. You know, people sit there like when I sold people. I end up they end up catching me. My mother bust me out. They saw 100 on YouTube at the job. I work for a law firm. And they said, that's not you. Because I don't really talk like that. How you doing? You know, we talk a little sports to a couple of turns. I don't bother nobody. I learned that too. Everybody ain't gonna be your friend because the motherfuckers will backstab your ass. So if you ain't got no friends, you ain't got to worry about nobody backstabbing your ass.
Yeah, that's a depressing way of thinking about it, but it's true. Me, I feel you on that, Bone, but me, I can't change. I go around a business person, but don't get me wrong, I know how to talk. See, that's the thing. My vocabulary is decent, and my vocabulary, I would admit up to it. It came from watching Marvel, DC as a child, extending my vocabulary because they use it. Extensive words. So now I was able to use extensive words, but at the same token, I still was in the hood doing hood shit. So I was the only person that I was the person that I go in the trap house while they up in there shooting dice, smoking drugs, and selling and all this other stuff. And I want to talk about Magneto and Professor Xavier, and then they'll be looking at me like, man, this dude here crazy. But then I have other people like, yeah, man, I watch the X-Men that people just you'll never think because they got goals all the way across their mouth, tattoos, and you know what I'm saying, been living like this since a child, and then you'll come to realize that they just as a normal person as everybody else, and they've been watching X-Men from a child too, and they tell you about shit, you like, damn, I even know that shit. See, I was more of that person, and I can go around business people, they see my personality as in, oh, he have a mind where he could think past go. So I could think about, oh, if you tell me something or you say something, I could, you know, say converse back and forth with a person. I know how far to take it in certain categories. Like if I'm talking to a business person, my personality won't change, but some words I won't use. Like say if I'm around somebody and we talking about some business stuff, I ain't gonna sit there and say, yeah, motherfucker, with this shit here. Yeah, you heard me in this bitch. I ain't gonna talk like that, but I'll talk like, you know, just casual conversation and say, hey, look, I'm a real person. I know what I'm talking about. Like Phil Spencer, you messing up. Because if you would have got at me, I got an idea for you that's $1 million idea, but I'm not giving it to you.
But when I met Aaron Greenberg for the first time.
Oh, but see, Greenberg just like people want to, he turned up.
Greenberg was like, "What up with you, honey?"
Yeah,
gave me a hug, and I said, "Man, my name is." I tell you, my government, my name is Rashard. Man, I ain't Hunted. You know what I'm saying? He's like, "No, you Hunted. I know about you." They knew the whole. Good thing about this was a private party. There ain't anybody getting in. You know what I'm saying? They probably did a background check on me 2,500 times anyway. Shit.
Hey, I'll be like, I hit Greenberg on the shoulder, be like, look,
Yeah. And Greenberg was like, "Hey, I got some." He said, "I got that whiskey."
Yeah.
He said, "What?" He said, "That's $400 a bottle. Go get you a couple of shots." That's how I met the Megatrons and the Tim Dog. I met them all there. And think about it.
Tim Dog, a cool ass dude. Hey, let me tell you something that might surprise y'all. I ain't never seen a picture of Tim Dog ever in my life, right?
You ain't never saw Tim on Twitter.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? It ain't like I just was looking for it, I just ain't never see it, right? Mm-hmm. So I recently found out he white. I thought he was.
He actually ain't white. He's Spanish.
Oh, that's what he is?
Yeah, he's Spanish. I didn't know that. Okay,
because when I was hearing him, I was like, I ain't thinking, because when I was listening to him song, you know what I'm saying? And I don't care what people say, 99% of the time, you can almost tell a person's nationality or where they from by the way they sound. I mean, not a bad thing. It's just
a lot of people. I tell people like this, like they hear my son, they be like, "What the hell, your son? He live in LA?" Yeah, he do, but he talks proper. You know, he goes to school, educated. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, proper English.
I don't want him nothing in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it gonna bother me sometimes. What's up, blood? I'll beat your ass. You better not never come out your damn mouth. You not me. You not want to be me. You better be better than me.
Right.
That's what I tell him all the time. You be better than your dad. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I do the best I can to take care of your ass. You don't want for nothing. If you get the good grade, you do right. You know what I'm saying?
Do anything I can. Yeah.
I do everything I can for your ass. But don't sit here. Don't listen to this damn music, because these streets is raw. This shit, the bullets don't come back. You can't. It's not a video game. You can't rewind and come back.
Ain't no you have two lives, or you can take a bullet and keep kicking. Everybody ain't Tupac or 50 Cent. They got people that take one bullet and that's it.
Your ass is gone.
Right.
So I tell people that shit all the time. So I said, you know, but when they hear him, they be like, well, I said, he go to a boarding school? No, go to a regular ass public school. But where he live at, shit, you know, live in the desert, shit. He got white friends, Mexican friends, black friends. But see, thing about it, I got a cousin that's it's like his best friend. He lives in the hood. He lives in Compton and stuff like that. When he tried to get that, I said, don't do what they do, because they gonna get your ass killed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you fucked up over some nothing.
Yeah, you ain't from nowhere. You ain't. I only want to hear that. And you be like, damn. Most people like, yeah, I want my son from the hood. The homies took me out the hood because they said I had something. I used to, Chuck. I used to think about how the police used to come and how the fuck we can get the fuck away. Yeah. Like, hey, we go hit the cul-de-sac to the village, hit this and this and that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna hit this and that. They ain't gonna get. I used to walk around with a BB gun, jacking motherfuckers for their SSI checks. I was stupid shit. And then throw the gun, and the cops come. They can't find. I didn't put the motherfucking BB gun in them bushes.
You still going with that hot sauce water, spraying in people's eyes with that water gun?
It should, but no thing about it is the pellet gun looks like a real gun. It cocks back. It feels like a real gun.
Yeah.
The thing about it, they high. So they don't know. So you go up on their asses.
And all they see is a gun, and then you just doing this shit on.
Yeah, you put it on they break bread. Yeah, break bread, and you get the fuck on. And then my pops never knew I was in there. Because see, my pops, like I said, my pops would end up being a preacher and stuff. I was the opposite of it. I used to go to church. Motherfucker, what's wrong with you? Hungover. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, did I have a couple of relationships at the church? Yeah. I smashed a couple of chicks, but they asked me, what you finna do tonight? Go around the streets. But my thing is, I showed my dad I can still be at service on Sunday.
Right. I
showed him, like, I can run the streets.
I mean, lucky you. Me personally, I had the, oh, you don't want to go? Yeah, that was on you.
Yeah. No, eventually, when I worked at the airport, because think about it, it was a rule at my house. You had to go to church on Sunday.
Right. I would say that wasn't even a rule.
But then when it wasn't a rule, when I got grown, it was just a routine.
Right.
Automatic. It was automatic in my head. And then when I worked at the airport, it took me out of the mix. It took me out of it because I worked on when you're a grunt call it like you're in the military. You're a grunt when you're at the airport. You're a grunt. You trying to get all hours you can get. They said you do a double, you're going to do a double. So I was a grunt, and it got me out of it. And then people sit there and, like now, they'll ask me where I'm at. I'm like, I'm here. I ain't doing nothing. I heard you was a drug dealer. How the fuck I'm a drug dealer? I got a job in a business. What the fuck your son do? I heard that nigga doing motherfucking 20 years in Pelican Bay.
But see, that's how they try to get you, though. They try to get you and have you believe in that. That people don't realize when they say with the black community, we are actually the most forgiving community that ever existed, because they think when they hear about black people, they think about violence or aggressive, but they don't realize what other nationality of people that forgave their oppressors and wanted to be equal and friends with them. Even in China and Japan and Korean countries, it's still beefing. Even in the Mid-East, they still beefing with each other because of something that might have happened before their grandparents was born. Us in America, us a black community, they look at us as we the worst and we the most aggressive kind. But at the same time, we is the most forgiving. But we don't. Nobody even mention that or say anything about that or bring that up. That's one of those things where they don't want to. They don't want to bring to the front street of the line of what's really going on. See what I'm saying? But yeah. But anyway, let's see if we can Jake for another topic right quick.
Man, I'm finna roll out.
All right, for sure. We gonna be still doing, you know what I'm saying? I might need to be up my cup and say, appreciate you for Mr. Rise's neighborhood. Man, let's see what's on trending. And then we're gonna come here. AKIs.
Yeah.
Movies, game, or news.
Shit. Movies and games, I guess. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was saying if they had some on here. I just tapped on games and see if they got anything that's interesting that topic we could jack about that we want to give our opinion about. I mean, me personally, most of the stuff they're talking about is Fortnite. I don't care nothing about Fortnite.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. Anything else that's a hot topic that's about gaming news? Nope.
Well, shit, since Flip ain't here, I guess we can kind of go more in depth about Umbrella Academy, I guess.
Oh, man, yeah. Shit, hold up. Matter of fact. Yeah, look, check this out. This is what I'm going to do. Why are we going to sit here and go in depth about the Umbrella Academy? Beforehand, I'm going to give you something to check out right quick while I fix me some more coffee.
All right.
From your secret friend.
Underneath the bridge.
Who?
Topper sprung a leak. And the animals I've trapped.
Haven't a clue. Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm Batman.
I'm vengeance.
Oh, Oh, you supposed to okay, me. Whoa! Okay.
This guy's crazy.
You're part of this too. How am I part of this? You'll see.
Okay, well.
I seen that trailer like 50,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just I'm yeah. I'm in a white. I like the fight the way they were showing him, like it actually you can actually see like him actually. I don't know. I don't know. It ain't pushing me up. I'm gonna see it anyway, so it's more of those types of things. Hey, check this magic trick. See, watch this here.
Magic trick. I ain't see shit.
All right.
I was looking away from the phone. Damn.
All right, see me? Look, I'm moving. See me?
Mm-hmm. There's something wrong with this food.
You see me?
This motherfucker.
Yeah, that shit crazy. I went that way and came back that way.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Chuck crazy.
Oh, yeah, Umbrella Academy. Matter of fact, before we talk about the Umbrella Academy, Umbrella Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we get a little what I'm trying to think what that word called, or a recap of the Umbrella Academy right fast. That way we get when we get started, we'll have fresh ideas.
Okay.
That makes sense. It's easier to talk about something right after you see it. Let me pause it. Oh, there you go. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
What was that?
The end of the world, November 25th, 1963.
And where am I now?
Dallas, 10 days earlier.
I need to find my family. All right, first off, I want to say we brought the end of the world back here with us.
My God, again? My cult is going to be so pissed. I told him we had until 2019.
We have until Monday.
Everything in our new lives is connected to the plot to assassinate the president. That can't be a coincidence.
None of us are supposed to be here, right?
You know something changes the timeline? We have to make it right again. Before everyone and everything we know is dead.
Who are those guys? They're not here to sell vacuums.
The commission will hunt us down wherever and whenever we go. I need a spotter.
What is that, like a wingman?
You don't know anything about
I know everything. You are an open book written for very dumb children.
Klaus, it's Ben here?
No, unfortunately, ghosts can't time travel.
Are you kidding me? quick rundown. Luther, super strength. Klaus can commune with the dead. Allison can rumor anyone to do anything.
Except she never uses it.
I heard a rumor. You punched yourself in the face.
Damn it!
Okay. Hey, so Chaos. All right, before we get started with talking about the Umbrella Academy, I want to bring up this one thing right here. I've been getting double teamed. I've been getting double teamed when it comes to time travel, right? See, my theory of time travel was always, and it still is, when you go back in time, it's not really time that you're traveling, is the multiverse. And in the multiverse, let's say right now, in one multiverse, it is August 28th, right? And in another multiverse, it is August 29th. So everything that we do today, it happened already in the next multiverse. So you time travel out of this multiverse into the next multiverse if you're going back in time. So you're traveling out of this multiverse, which is August 28th. So let's say if you're going back to 1949, August 1949, right? So you travel to a different multiverse in August 49 when everything that happened to this day is at that point in the multiverse. So now if you do anything into the multiverse and to change that timeline, that's this timeline that's occurring in this multiverse. And if you go back to your original timeline, nothing have changed because your original timeline can't be changed because you still aging and you're going forward in your mind when it comes to time, even if you're jumping out of time to another time, even if you're jumping into the past or the present or the future, you still living your life. So that's how I think. What's good with it? Ain't nothing calling. But that's how I feel about with time travel. So and if you notice, a lot of these TV shows, they actually starting to adapt to the multiverse part of time travel. Because even on the Umbrella Academy, if you notice, when I forgot the lady name, but when she was talking to Five, she told him, "Oh, don't worry about nothing. Once you go back to your original timeline, everything is gonna go back to normal. You ain't got to worry about X, Y, and Z." So with that being said, that makes it seems more plausible that you was inside of a multiverse of this, whether you in this timeline. So even if this change, you're gonna hop out of this multiverse into the next. So that's just my way of how I explain time travel. And then it works and it fits inside of the MCU, as in Avengers Endgame and Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So what about you, Chaos? How you feel about time travel?
I feel way farther than what you just said, to be honest with you.
I mean, which is cool. That's synergy. That's what synergy is.
Yeah, because I just think that if you mess with time, although I don't agree with the butterfly effect, I feel like that's bullshit. But you know, I think like there's some stuff that I think that no matter where you travel to time and change, I always still feel like there's going to be like repercussions, good or bad. The butterfly effect makes it feel more like it's going to be more, it's going to be worse than what it already is, which I don't think is true. But the whole thing of what they did with that going back in time, it was like, sorry. When they went back in time and, you know, they started doing all this crazy stuff, I was like, I don't know. I mean, saving JFK could have been good, but, you know, at the same time, it could also be, you know, bad. I mean, I think there's always a good and bad with it. You know,
got to be that balance. I think got to be a balance. So if you take away a bad event, it's going to get replaced with another bad event. It's going to do equal amount of damage and do everything equal in amount. So you're going to still, instead of this event happening, is an alternate event happening that give you the same results. That you saying time travel are more like that?
I'm saying more like it could be either good or bad. No matter how small it is, something small can lead to something big, whether good or bad. Something big that you change can lead to something like could be like a small change, no matter good or bad. You know what I'm saying? I feel like time travel is just a lot more of an unknown. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these things,
I mean,
it's like,
if you say if it's unknown, let's say in reality, like what we living in now, if they found the way that it was possible to time travel, right? So some people talk about like with the Mandela effect. So there'll be consist of like ripples that have changed in time, right? But if that was the case, what if somebody that was evil somewhere, anywhere down the line in the future, at one precise moment, all it takes is one evil person to have access to time travel, to go back to the beginning of time or beginning of anything and shoot and kill or destroy one thing that's going to alter everything in life. So right now, we'll be sitting here talking to each other, and somewhere 100,000 years into the future, one person say, you know what, I don't like how this is going. We ain't been in time travel. Let me go back to the day it started and kill X, Y, and Z. Now everything has changed. You know, I figure like if time travel was possible in that form of fashion, that could occur and that will occur somewhere, you know what I'm saying? You can only roll the dice a certain amount of time before you crap out. It don't matter how good you is, because if you keep rolling, sooner or later, you're going to hit that 7. If you roll for 30 minutes straight, sooner or later, you're going to hit a 7. But that's why I don't think time travel works in that manner. I mean, you know, Savage and Flip kind of feel some similar way as you, because they feel like, I think Flip kind of got the Back to the Future theory. To be honest with you, that's how I think Flip take time travel. But I ain't 100% sure, so I'm not talking for Flip. So he might think time travel a different way.
I think it's way better than a multiverse. That just seems a little too comic booky to me.
How does comic? Good argument. Okay, all right. Let's check this out. All right, in life, right? They discovered. Two things they discovered simultaneously. You know what that was? And it was on the news about 3 months ago. Time travel in a multiverse been discovered, and they had it on the news.
That wouldn't be time travel, then. That'd be dimension hopping.
Yeah, but I'm saying from the way they described it on the news was something about a balloon. Just to make a long story short, something about the waves they reached up to this point here, and they were showing like in a different reality. Or they were showing like how they something about bridge the gap, found essence of a different reality where time is moving backwards. It's not moving forward, it's moving backwards. That's all the details they put out there, and I really didn't get a chance to go dive in and go find out because I had so much other shit that I was paying attention to. And you know how I am. I'm here, I'm there. I'm here, I'm there. And somebody say, hey Chuck, come back here. Oh, let's find out about the time travel. You know, shit like that. If, you know what I'm saying? Like by me doing this now, if I would have been doing this back then, I would have found out about the time travel, like I found out about the alien. I know you heard about the spaceship, right?
Nope.
All right, it was on the news. I seen it last year, but it was on the news. They were showing an alien spaceship, right? And they had the military was trying to catch it. So while the military was trying to catch it, they were saying the spaceship was flying like this, right? And while the military was moving like this here, the spaceship was just doing this shit here around them, like you know, and gone. But they had footage of it, and they were showing it on the radar, right? Matter of fact, give me 1 second. I might go pull it up for you. I'm trying to. I just can't remember the name of the UFO. See, like I said, this podcast, I want to have like a hood version of Joe, a southern version of the Joe Rogan podcast. Let's say it that way. It sounds more professional.
I think Joe Rogan is in Texas, so.
Texas ain't south as Louisiana. Man, everybody from the Long Story State gonna be mad at me with that one. What you mean we in this country is y'all? Hey, back in the day, that's somebody say, yo, with your country ass, and it was an insult. And now you be like, man, with your country ass, you be like, shit, appreciate it. If it feels good being country.
Hey.
I'm so country, I eat cereal out of cup. Oh yeah, back to what I was looking for, the UFO. Yeah, you gonna have to see this here. Hey, in the chat, have you ever seen that real life UFO site that they show on the news? I think it was CNN News that they showed actual UFO craft, right? And on the actual UFO craft, they were showing how it escaped in the military, and they was like, yeah, this was a UFO. Wasn't from the Earth. Then basically, you gonna see it. Oh, not UFC. I think it was on CNN. Yep, found it. Right on the first one. Boom, 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 boom. Found it. Hey, y'all about to see the footage. What I'm about to say is real footage on the news. It ain't like no crap or no anything like that where somebody took some trickery and added something to it, or you know what I'm saying, somebody made a video and put it out as real footage. No, this is actual footage that was on the news. As a matter of fact, this dude here that's on the news, he got he's really credible, right? You hear me, Chaos? So when you see it, there you go. I'm gonna put y'all on G right now. If y'all don't believe in UFOs, y'all gonna believe now. If y'all believe in what the government be telling y'all, I'm a person that been believing in UFOs. I believe in UFOs. I believe in the moon landing was fake, but I'm not saying we didn't go to the moon. I'm saying the footage that we seen was fake. They don't want to show us with the real footage. See, I'm that thinker. I think about it like that way. So what we seeing is shit that they got doctored. But anyway, though, he go out UFO shit. You know, you see him right here, huh, Chaos? All right. Now, on the news, he's a very credible person. You know what I'm saying? So here you go. Real life UFO shit.
Are real. They don't call them UFOs. They call them unidentified aerial phenomena. The several videos they're talking about were recorded years ago by fighter pilots. Then in 2017, they were made public by the New York Times.
Government trying to stop.
It's rotating. Images of that rotating thing captured by
government trying to stop us. You see that, huh? That's what I did. I'm pausing it. It wasn't but a few seconds, so I'm gonna give it time. I'm gonna let the beat build. Like how Wayne say, give it time to let the beat build. Let me see. Did it? That's crazy. Hey, I'm gonna play it now. Let me know what it do. You ready?
All right.
The fuck? Through the air are real. They don't call them UFOs. They call them unidentified aerial phenomena. These several videos they're talking about were recorded years ago by fighter pilots. Then in 2017, they were made public by the.
It's still cutting up.
Play it again. Play it again. Play it.
Ain't that
my shit kind of fucked up.
Yeah, okay. Or it might be on your end.
No, that time it may be mine.
All right, you ready? Let me know if it works.
Yeah.
It's finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real. They don't call them UFOs. They call them unidentified aerial phenomena. The several videos they're talking about were recorded years ago by fighter pilots. Then in 2017, they were made public by the New York Times. We're now from our Randy K.
It's rotating. Images of that rotating thing captured by U.S. Navy aircraft, sensors locking in on the target. Commander David Fravor saw it firsthand during a training mission, describing it like a 40-foot-long tic-tac, maneuvering rapidly and changing direction.
As we both looked out the right side of our airplane, we saw a disturbance in the water and a white object, oblong, pointing north.
The object was first sighted in 2004, then similar objects again in 2015. Footage of the sightings, declassified by the military, weren't made public until December 2017 by the New York Times and a group that researches UFOs. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all
going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This was extremely abrupt, like a ping pong ball bouncing off a wall. The ability to hover over the water and then start a vertical climb from basically zero up towards about 12,000 feet and then accelerate in less than 2 seconds and disappear is something I had never seen in my life.
The Navy says it still doesn't know what the objects are, and officials aren't speculating. A Navy spokesman simply confirming to CNN the objects seen in the various clips are unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. The UFO reports were first investigated by a secret $22 million program, part of the Defense Department budget, that investigated reports of UFOs. The program has since been shut down, but it was run by a military intelligence official who told CNN they found compelling evidence that we, quote, may not be alone. Randy?
With that being said, like I was saying, they actually have in real life real UFOs. I mean, they call them some other shit, but it's still the same exact thing. Same thing that when you see in the sky, like, oh, that's a UFO type shit, or somebody getting beamed up sky type shit. So if the news actually admit
a little cliche to me.
I mean, but that's the news, the actual news. So it is a fact of, you think that they're giving us some false information? And
I ain't gonna say that. I mean, honestly, whether aliens exist or not, I don't give a shit. It is what it is, but
right, you got desensitized by the concept. But I'm still curious. Like, I mean, if aliens exist, that means to me personally, that don't have nothing to do with religion. So I don't know why people try to marinate them two together. It just don't have no value point right there. But I would love to see, like, it'll bring us into a different way of thinking, right? So instead of rich people trying to hold you down while they get richer because they seeing this is the top ceiling, the rich people would say, hey, if we could build up the community to make them a better community, we could start new communities in different areas. We don't have to run out of resources. We can have explorers and exploration teams to do mining on asteroids or anything that's outside of this galaxy, and then be able to trade with aliens in the future. See, stuff like that, some Star Wars type shit without the Force. I'm with it.
I guess.
Yeah, I know you're not.
I'm just saying we can't worry about aliens if we killing each other first.
I mean, yeah, but I think that was Ronald Reagan that said it the best, that it would take something like an alien invasion to get the whole world to come as one.
Bullshit.
You think we have some Walking Dead people be people instead of being people coming together to fight the aliens? You think everybody will separate their own little groups and just try to fend off for themselves and divide and conquer and let the aliens
Not only that, I bet you half the fucking human race is gonna be with the aliens. Humans are the biggest sellouts. I'm telling you, bro, I have no faith in humans ever. Like, what? No kind.
Hey, I ain't even think about that angle. You right. And then think about it might just take one. And then we don't get one, we're gonna get 1 million. People say, hey, I will serve y'all. What you want us to do against them? We'll sell them out instantly. And the aliens be like, we use human for food. And they're still people still sell out people, huh?
Hell yeah.
Like, man, you're gonna get ate by the aliens too. Man, you're gonna be fighting with us. Nah, they gonna go against you. Yeah. But they got people that's like that though. And it's crazy, bro.
I got no faith in humankind whatsoever. If they are aliens here, if there are aliens out there, then I'm mad that I was born a fucking human.
Oh man. Different species of shit. They got the grays and the reptilians and shit like that. So I was hearing about these type of things. I was like,
I'd rather be a hard, scaly, ugly looking motherfucker than deal with the shit on this planet today. The longer this shit is better. Shit, yeah, man.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to take the risk because who knows how they living standards are. It may be something I don't agree with. spiritually or soully or anything like that. But let me see. Let me see if they got anything else that that happened that we'd have missed out on. A lot of times, soon as I say, you know what, let's end the live, and that's when I come across a whole bunch of shit like, damn, I was like, damn, I seen this shit about DC Universe that had this here, or they got this here, and it'd be soon as I hit the stop button. Sometimes I'd be like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna go live again. Continuation and shit. But yeah. But then new matches. No, we just
how we go from Umbrella Academy to fucking Alien? And we went left like a motherfucker. Good God. Hey, but that's the podcast though, man. Synergy. That's sometimes what synergy leads to. Just leads to some left shit.
Okay. We're gonna start the Umbrella Academy because we're gonna start out talking about our beliefs in time travel. And then the whole concept of 5 is going back in time and how they identify with time travel, and how I try to put my 2 cents in with the whole concept of them going back to their own timeline. That was the whole thing of the multiverse for me when it came to the Umbrella Academy. But besides for the time travel, I know they had a lot to do with the movie because it set the settings of the environment. So in my personal opinion, the environment, it kind of felt like they was on the studio set. It didn't feel like they was in a really gritty of that era. But that's just my opinion. But I want to know if you feel the same way or you feel differently about the fact of how they the representation of the time period.
I mean, if it suits their purpose or needs to, you know, fuck it, why not? I mean, long as it gets a good show, it may not be
Ratchet level of accuracy.
It may not be accuracy, but you gotta realize that's their universe and that's their whole set of rules. How I see a universe like DC and Marvel.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you examples, or I'm gonna give you a perfect example. To me, the universe felt like Stargirl universe. Like you didn't feel like that grittiness of that raw, but at the same time, you have these villains and they almost feel not so bad. They just feel evil, but they don't feel so bad. You just give me that CW villain feel. They don't give me that raw feeling of how like the Punisher villain was, or how some of the villains that, matter of fact, Swamp Thing, like how I seen Swamp Thing and how they had it, like you felt like you was immersed. I couldn't get immersed into it. That's the only thing. My immersionship was very low, but the writing of what was going on was pretty interesting. But yeah, my bad, yeah.
So cool. I mean, like, what would you expect for it to be? I mean, the villain for these 2 seasons is Vanya. Like, geez. I mean, the other one are just like side problems, like side bitches, compared to like, you know, the main thing, which is Vanya. Vanya is the main focus.
She was, but she wasn't. To me, it was like she lost her memory on her own, and she gained her memory back a bit conveniently when she wanted to. And she was a person that it's like, to me, she had a Carol Danvers syndrome of Brie Larson. The way Brie Larson thinks in real life, that character portray that same pattern of thought. So they could fuck up some shit, and they rather fuck up some shit and ask for forgiveness before they ask for permission, and you tell them, hey, don't do this, it's gonna fuck up some shit. So they had that I'm gonna do what I want to do type mentality, and they don't have the brain power to or the will to say somebody that they don't, like, people don't realize to be a good leader is not just about the games that you win, it's about how you take the stuff when you lose, how you being able to say, okay, I'm the one that take the blame for this. So if you're the leader, you got to be able to take that. So if you can't do that, you are not a leader. When I seen her, I got that same impression that she is a person that give me, I want this here, this should be, or I wanted this here, or that's not fair, or why me, or why not me type of person. And with that mentality, she was doing.
You talking about just the person? Are you talking about the character or the actor?
The actual character. I'm talking about like the personality that she. Don't get me wrong, she brought the character to life. Like I really felt
Ellen Page did pretty good.
That's why I say I felt this person as I could understand this character. That like the different people you could see that brings a part of this character, and it brought it to life to be like the character that it was. So I give her props that she really make you feel like this character exists, like this is a real person. So that part of the movie, when it came to the character portraying the role, the only character that I think that could have did a better job of portraying a role was the girl that do the whisper, or what's her name? The one that could speak to you, and then you do what she say. The power of persuasion.
Yeah, I know what chick you talking about. I can't think of her name.
Yeah, she didn't give me that. Like, okay, like she felt like she was a tag along about the things that she was doing about with the black community and how to do it. It's like it felt like it was just like a Trump that was just put out there for the people, and it wasn't the writing wasn't. It just ain't. It ain't to me. It just felt cheated. If that make any sense, like I think
she did pretty good.
Like I mean, the concept was good, right? The idea of what they was doing was good, but the way the execution and the way they wrote it out, to me, it just didn't feel like it fit the right tone. Now, what's his name? The crazy I about to call him Pyro, Inferno, Diablo, right? The devil. Diego. Now Diego, I liked his character art. His character art, it made sense because he was like, I can't think past go, so I'm just gonna go. I'm a Batman-ish character that's trying, and his whole character arc of his mentality, I like. The dude that played the furry, I don't know his name either, but the big dude that was fighting and how he like the big dumb brute. I would have wished they would have gave him a little bit more. Okay, he might have been slow, or he the leader, and y'all think he's slow and dumb, and he just a foot soldier that's gonna follow orders. But they could have put a little bit more effort into giving him that appeal for me of him being his own man. When it came to his sister, they crazy shit with him and his sister, even though they adopted.
Yeah, that shit was always cringy to me. I was like, nah.
I don't like it. I kind of wish they would have kind of, kind of eased away from it and then kind of mention it. And if they did mention it, they should have mentioned it like, okay, it was an epiphany.
They kind of did. They didn't go too far on
it. They didn't go too far with it, but I say with the epiphany of it, they should have capitalized more on him becoming his own man because of these things, because of his father, and because of who his father is now, that he's seeing that he becoming his own man and not just being a.
It kind of showed that he was kind of doing that at the beginning, but then towards the end, he started acting like his old self.
Yeah, because most of the time it was that.
Because remember when 5 came up to him and it was like, oh, okay, I don't give a shit. I'm like, oh, okay. He's trying to do his own thing. I mean, it's kind of cringy, but at least they're trying to show he's trying to do his own thing. But then it's like,
I want to say all the concepts was perfect. It was just the execution for me that wasn't right with that one. But who else that was a part of the member? What's his name that could see ghosts and stuff like that? His role
Klaus was one of my favorites, bro.
He was the comic relief. He had his place, and to me, everything about him was
cool. Oh boy, he's one of my favorites actually.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorites. Yeah, that dude funny as shit.
Hey, the joke.
The only thing that I didn't like was that whole situation with that with his I guess what you call his boyfriend. I guess that whole situation that felt like. That felt really cringy to me. I'm like, why?
It don't show it in right.
Yeah, I was like, nah. They could have either written this different, or they shouldn't have just visited this at all.
Right, and I think they should have put more focus on him with the cult, right, and having people following him. And then he could have had people following him, and he could have had warriors that's ghosts to possess the people that he wanted. Like he might have like some people that follow him. That like these that let people that open to do whatever he wanted them to do. So he got ghosts that possess these people, and he have warriors to fight on the side as needed. Besides for just having ghost warriors, you see what I'm saying? I think that would have been easier to do, and it would have looked better. But besides, I'm gonna say it was like little small rights. But on season 3, I think Umbrella Academy can capitalize on these things because they showed that the end fight And to be honest with you, the end fight shouldn't have been just the end fight. That should have been an ongoing fight through the whole series, instead of just being one little small end fight and then everybody getting pushed in it. I'm trying to get to my sister so she won't destroy everybody. I can't do it. Can you help me in my face? You know, that type shit. No, but like, well, I guess I will sacrifice myself because I'm already dead. You know, I was like,
I like that part. I like the way I like that interaction with Ben because Ben was really foreshadowed throughout the whole thing. That was a big. Yeah, a little bit. That was a lot of stuff here I seen coming.
Yeah, that was the only thing. Now, if I would have seen it coming and they could have disguised it a lot better and gave Klaus, you know, saying more of an interaction with that, because they had that one line that really resonated with when he said, well, English resonated with, really landed when he said, "Oh, ghosts can't time travel." Now, if they should have recalled that joke and capitalized on it, and then they could have had him trying to possess his body and they going back and forth where they fighting, and then everybody else trying to catch on to him, and the ghost got some very important information that he have to share with everybody, and he not being able to do it because you know what I'm saying, that dynamic. They should have played more about that and gave it more of a epiphany at the end when he died and really went off to heaven. Even though they said, well, he wasn't scared and X, Y, and Z. Forgive yourself because it wasn't because of you that he didn't go, and that's why he didn't stay. You know, stuff like that. I get that. It makes sense. It's good for storytelling, but the execution of the writing of how they presented it, it was all everywhere. So hopefully on season 3, they do a lot better with that part of the writing. But it was actually overall a successful show. So so what about you? I know you said Klaus was your favorite character, right? Well,
I think he was my favorite. I think he's one of my favorites.
One.
I like Five. I think Five is probably my favorite. Yeah, I think Five is my favorite.
Shit, yeah, 5 to me make the show. I mean,
he a little bit of he a little bit too much of an asshole, but you know, the whole character overall.
I mean,
there was some stuff I was like, all right, you didn't have to be that much of an asshole there, but like
you gotta think about it. You know who 5 is? 5 is an old ass man, right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
That's true.
Old grumpy ass man that's trying to accomplish some shit. That's what 5
in a kid's body.
Yeah, in a kid's body.
But honestly though, I'm glad he's in the kid's body because I just can't see I can, but I can't see an old man like that.
It plays better on film to see a kid that's an old man.
Because I feel like it wouldn't be as good if you seen an old man, him as an old man doing that.
Right.
I think him being a kid, I think that's what really makes up 90% of it, of what he do. It's like,
and that's what make that make the shit he do to make it like he's smart, being smart. And by him being a child, and they playing on these things, and I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna call it Easter eggs, but the little tidbits they do, like when they have him talking to an old boy and they get a cup of coffee, and old boy gets some fruity ass shit, and the woman looking like, damn, the old man getting this, and the little child, you getting coffee, like see stuff like that. I was like, you know what I'm saying? It plays a good part about it, and how he act like he the oldest, and he act older than everybody, and say, y'all better listen to me. I don't got time for y'all kids, you know. And I'm looking at him like, man, this child, you know, that to me give it a whole different dynamic. That gives something refreshingly new to a TV series. Because I don't think they have another TV series where they had a movie or two where they have a child playing a grown person. But this is actually, no, that's different. That's the opposite. And then it's a child playing a child, and then when he become an adult, he's just playing a superhero. He's not playing it's not an adult playing as a child. It's just an adult playing as a superhero, kind of as a child, but he not, well, he ain't more like a child as a superhero than he do as a child, at least on the TV series. And I don't get that shit, you know, because he's supposed to have the same brain, same mentality. How could you be ahead of your time as a child but slow? You know, yeah, that type shit. But anyway, though. So what else about the Umbrella Academy that had caught your attention on season 2? Because I know on Girl killed there. I mean, was supposed to be the thing that killed everybody, but clearly 5 was the real cause of everything, and the answer as well too.
What you mean 5 was the cause of everything?
All right. Now with 5, with old girl, it was supposed to be about she was gonna blow up. That's gonna make the president think about the whole start the whole world war, whatever like that, right? Now 5 was the cause because 5 was the one that brought everybody back to this time period. So the things that 5 did off of season 1 that led into this that made 5 go back to have to bring everybody to start back over is him trying to create his mistakes again. And now that ultimately resolves into him making it creating another path for more mistakes, and he trying to create it by going back to his original timeline, like before they destroyed the moon. So it's everything that's going on is because of 5 and his plan and what he is trying to do. And old girl, that Diego, his girlfriend, mama. I can't think of her name either. Everything it revolves around her and 5. It to me is a back and forth thing between them, and everything else is casualty and casual damage to everybody and the environment around them too. So those two is the key factors of why everything is getting destroyed and people dying and killing. Shit. Think about it. On the first season, she was
but she's dead now. She ain't coming back this time. That's it. She's gone. She is dead. DEAD.
Hold on, yeah,
she dead. She gone. She ain't coming back.
Hold on, how she died?
She got shot up by old dude. Yo, Chuck, can you hear me?
Yeah, you say she got shot up by old dude.
Yeah, she got shot up by the Swedish dudes.
Oh yeah, show did at the end when
she gone, bro. She got annihilated.
Go back in time. Yeah, that was the last episode. He said things could change in a moment, and then that's when 5 went back in time for just one moment, and which to me that didn't make no sense because if he went back in time for that one moment, wouldn't his old self be in that same moment as well?
No.
Huh? By your logic, his old self should have been in that same moment.
Not really.
No girl got killed. Because think about it, she killed everybody, right? And then 5 went back in time. So when 5 went back in time, he went back in time right before old girl killed everybody. And he put himself in a position to grab a gun to keep up from killing everybody. So 5 should have been the old 5 that went back in time. Should have still been standing right there in that precise moment of time.
No, it's more like a rewind. He did more like a rewind than a time jump. You see the difference. Because you see what he did. All right.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what Hargreaves? Yeah. All right.
I ain't think about it, but yeah. I guess
remember what Hargreaves said. Remember what Hargreaves said. He said, try seconds, not decades. Because there was something also he said. He was like, "Oh, your power hasn't caught up to your hunger or whatever, your ego, whatever." So, what he was doing, he was more time jumping. He's more like he can time jump, but he can also be more like the Flash. He can also put things in revert. He's like that type of being that controls time and space. Really, he can do that if he wanted to. Yeah, but all those other times you seen what he was doing, he was time jumping. He did, and then that last part where you see everybody, you seen everything unfold but backwards. That was more of a rewind. You see people actually, going back because because you see at the end of you see at the end of season 1, it was kind of like they were jumping through a portal. It didn't look like that here, right?
Right. It was,
it's a rewind, not a time jump. It's a time rewind. Those are two totally different things. And that's what Hargreaves was telling them. Try to rewind first before you actually do jumping into nowhere. Because that's like jumping into a dark hole and not knowing what that dark hole leads to and what's at the bottom of the dark hole.
Right.
But instead of jumping into it he's starting to climb down, not jump. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
basically, 5 is more powerful than 5 know himself.
Yeah,
even his
a
older
lot of
version
them
himself.
are. A lot of them are. He said, Hargreaves says Klaus is much more stronger than he believed. He can do much more than Klaus can do much more than just talk to the dead and use their powers and stuff. He can do a lot more than that. He's really strong.
They were showing him when he at the end, at the beginning, but it was at the end, and how he was controlling the dead and how he was doing it. And yeah, everybody was like they was at the next level of power, but they didn't show like, you know what I'm saying, that they ain't said that was their max ability. So yeah, you all right.
The strongest people out of those children, in my honest opinion, is I forgot old chick name already. The one Ellen Viola? I want to say I can't remember.
One that could disperse energy.
Yeah, her. I think she's the first strongest. No, I think she's the first strongest, but she's tied with 5. I think 5.
I think 5 got her though, because 5 could stop her ass.
5 can control time and space. I think anything that controls time and space is just overpowered. Period. And then Klaus is a good third. I think Klaus is the third strongest. He just needs to know how to use his power more.
I think old girl's stronger than Klaus though.
Who?
The black girl.
She's not.
You don't think so?
Hell nah. Like I said, Savage can even tell you because I remember him saying this in the podcast that Klaus can do a whole lot more. I think he said he was one of the strongest because Klaus can do a whole lot more than what he's doing now.
Yeah, but with the power of persuasion.
Hell, you even seen at the beginning. You even seen at the beginning where Klaus was summoned the whole army to fight. You know the his own personal undead army to fight the actual army, the living army.
Right.
Like Hargreaves, he was telling Klaus like, "Oh, what you're doing now, that's just the tip of the iceberg. You are capable of doing much more." And I get what you're saying. She got the power of persuasion, but the thing is, she can persuade living things, but she can't persuade the dead things. They can always try to snap them back. He can always summon someone to stop her from doing it. He doesn't even have to fight her himself. He can just send somebody out. He can. If that was a whole fight, I think he would win.
I mean, that is some good points. But what if she used a microphone or something to amplify her voice?
I mean, yeah, but again, at the same time, she can't persuade the dead people that he can control. He can already tell them to do anything set in stone. He can tell them, "Oh, no matter what I say after this, kill this chick." They'll do it.
Yeah. Hey, think about this. This is another thing. I don't know if I overlooked it, but they didn't explain how she was able to talk again. Didn't she she couldn't talk no more?
No. What happened was when her voice, her vocal cords got messed up. She could talk again, but it was going to be a while because if she talked, then she could harm her vocal cords. Her vocal cords were healing up. It wasn't that she couldn't talk anymore. It's like it was basically like breaking a leg. You can't walk on your leg, but it'll eventually heal to where you can walk on it again. It's basically like that. It just her vocal cords eventually heal.
Okay, well,
it said that she said it was a year before she could actually talk. So.
Right.
Yeah, let me see another thing.
They should have did. They should have played more upon it when she couldn't talk because they came right in and they just skipped. And matter of fact, no. Remember on the first episode when they first showed her when she made it back into the time period and she bumped into somebody. She said something to the white people. She bumped it when she walked into that place. They said whites only. I think she said something in there too, huh?
No, she didn't.
She didn't say nothing now. What about when she ran into the building and the black people helped her.
She didn't say
She
nothing.
didn't say nothing
They
Okay,
just
cool.
seen the panic look on her face.
No, what? I'm gonna go back and rewatch it again so I can go ahead and get my details in because I watched it, but I ain't go, go over with no fine tooth comb. I just kind of like enjoyed it like as a casual. But yeah, that's some shit though.
Did you get the Captain? Did you get the? Did you get the Captain America Easter egg with 5?
What we stayed?
Remember when the two 5s were fighting each other, and 5 said, "Oh, I can do this all day."
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did remember that.
Yeah.
Since you said that, you brought it to my attention. I was like, man, they crazy. But that's what's up though, because Captain America made a whole new slogan for itself, and that's how shit like that gets started.
He was like, "Oh, I can do this all day." I was like, "Nah, they didn't," because the exact same
like
situation. Captain America was fighting his past self.
Right? Yeah, it sure was.
Exact same situation.
Right.
Yep. And then the younger Captain America said, "Oh, I can do this all day," and then the other one's like, "Yeah, I know." Oh man, yeah.
Hey, you seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Nah, I ain't see it.
Man, cause they doing time travel too, and I'm like, after Endgame, I've been noticing time travel is being in just about all the TV shows when it has something to do with comic books, or it don't just have to be comic books. I've been seeing a lot of shows about time travel now and how time travel works. And stuff
but the thing is, though, they eventually were going to do it because that's in the comic book. They did go back in time. So,
but everything is at the same time. Like Umbrella Academy, right? That's based about a lot. It have a lot to do with time travel. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., time travel. DC, they got Legends of Tomorrow, time travel. You got Marvel, like I said, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that's about time travel right now. What else TV show that's got? I mean, anything if they could force, I ain't gonna say force, if they could put time travel in them. Say Flip was good with it. Hey, we was talking about time travel.
We could have used you like an hour or two ago, motherfucker.
Yeah, when we was talking about some Earth and spaceship and time travel. Yeah, we went there. Flip.
We were talking about that when we were talking about the injustice system. He could have been good for that. Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. That'd have been right up Flip topic.
Yeah. This motherfucker over here scratching his nuts, eating a bowl of cereal, drinking coffee and shit.
Right. 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
And his bathrobe on a treadmill and shit.
Right. Yeah, we talking shit.
Yeah, we talking all sorts of shit. This motherfucker, just like a black man, coming all late and shit. Damn.
Right.
Damn, man. Bad timing.
Yeah, he good though, man. We've been on some shit though, but with the Umbrella Academy though, it is a must watch though. I say, even though they had a couple plot holes and shit that I felt like they could have tightened up a little bit on. Overall,
there was because things really did feel really cliche. Something I really didn't like, but overall, I think the last 2 episodes of it really saved it. I think that was the biggest thing. Like as soon as
the first episode too. I mean, then they gave everybody on individual episode. They those was okay. The individual episodes.
Yeah, like I already knew the old dude would die. The dude that got tortured and killed. The dude that was helping him out at the beginning. Yeah. Like I knew he would die. I already knew. I was like, yeah, ain't no way he's gonna live through this. As soon as he started helping 5 and Diego out, I knew his tombstone was already set. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to go back and really watch the Umbrella Academy over again because when we watched it the first time. When I watched it the first time, it was a lot of Easter eggs. I mean, to be honest with you, the Umbrella Academy, they have a lot of stuff like how we were saying that they, you know, minor stuff that you can overlook. They don't really pull you that much out of it, but they have some things that's in them that you have to watch 2 and 3 times to actually understand. So I want to wait to the very end for us to talk about the very end. Because this time travel effect that pulled them back into the reality to today's that oh boy that's over the Umbrella Academy, what's his name, with the umbrella, you know, the old man with the goatee.
I call him Mr. Hargreaves.
Yeah,
Reginald. His name is Reginald Hargreaves. There we go, Reginald.
Okay, yeah, he seen when he was in his old self, seeing his Prada days, and he was like, oh fuck no, I'm gonna do this a different way. Hey, that fit his characteristics. That fit his characteristics down to a T, and I like that about it because they really embody the characters. And he got a new group of people, and I hope on season 3 they go right into them just smashing into each other. I want to see.
Yeah, Ben was like,
open up straight with a fight scene that lasts 20 minutes.
Yeah, Ben was like, Dad, who are these assholes? I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Then, I like at the end though. I think this is one of my favorite parts. Top 3 favorite parts at the end. Everybody said, shit. I was dead. I was like, nah.
Hey, no, they retconned some shit too to think about it. Not Klaus, but who was the ghost? The Asian dude that was the ghost. Huh?
Ben, he alive.
Yeah, he died, and they gave him a good farewell. But at the same time, now, and then he come to the future, he's alive and well. So now we're gonna get a different dynamic.
You want to know something about that?
Yeah.
They didn't get that end part of the script at the end of episode 10 to like moments after, like moments before. They didn't know because Ben didn't know that. Ben thought that was it. He thought that episode 9 was it for him. Like he was gone. But then he got the script for 10. He was like, oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of them didn't know about that until like
so
everybody
was really giving their feelings. That's why they felt so sincere about it, getting him his farewells, and he got everybody like good, and then Ben was the person to talk and do all this, and you're like, yeah, and then and they got you, bitch.
yeah, they didn't know because Ben was like, what?
Hey, but now guess what? The actor get to actually play the same character with a different dynamic. So he
said he was excited for that. Look at the interview. Look at his interview. He said that was one of the things he was excited for because he was like, "Old Ben was kind of like him, but this new Ben is something different, and that's what he likes. Right. He likes about this Ben." Yeah.
Now they can, because he was all cool, calm, and collective, and now they can give him a little arrogance, or give him something like, you know what I'm saying, just give him a different mentality to bring to the table and give a different dynamic to the whole show, because he could be the expert. Because this new Umbrella Academy, whatever they call themselves, is gonna the Sparrow Academy is gonna get retconned somewhere down the line into this into season 3. Now if they don't retcon it, that's gonna be something different. I think
then I feel like there's a plot hole with the commission, because I was like, if the commission just lets this be, then that's a plot hole, because their whole sole purpose is to make sure the timeline stay intact.
Right.
And the timeline right now is real fucked up. So,
I mean, that could be a B and a C plot right there, as the commission trying to fix the timeline. Then him, the old boy that's over the Umbrella Academy, he is a thinker. So he gonna be like, I don't want this old crew, I want this new crew, because this is the crew he came up with compared to the old version of himself who had the Umbrella Academy. Now these are out of time misfits that do not belong with it yet. In this time period, these are the kids that's out to save kids and stuff like that. So now they are the outlaws that's trying to change what they think of their existence. So now you have somebody coming to his existence trying to change it, and like, oh, you saying this how it originally was, and then it's gonna be one of those case scenarios. So I can see season 3 really going in. I'm anticipating it right now. That and the Boys. You see, Savage. I've been seeing people doing reviews on the Boys, and I'm like, damn, how people seeing the Boys and I can't find it? And they say, oh, it's not out yet, and I'm like, or is it dropping it episodically or all at once, and I'm just overlooking it or something?
Nah, I think some people probably got some. Were able to look at it earlier. I think that's what that is. Some people get to watch. Yeah, they get to see it early before everybody else to review it.
Okay, yeah, because I can't wait till we get on that level, Chaos, because we're gonna be popping up some popcorn and sitting back with a big soda, chilling like that. Watch this here a week early. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna watch it three times before y'all even get to see it once. I mean, I'm not gonna be a person that's gonna act arrogant about it, but I will be happy. Yeah, man. I got a little bit left in my cup. Everybody, we still gonna be drinking. So let me see if I can find something else. Because I wanted to end it with the Umbrella Academy, but I still got some more drink in my cup. 16 got them.
We can talk about
the New Mutants to Rotten Tomatoes. Hold on, let's see what they got to say about it. Because I know we was talking about it, but we ain't going to. Unless you want something else.
Oh yeah, it's out today, ain't it?
Yeah, from what I was hearing. It's supposed to come out today, but I'm gonna let's go back to Jack and
Hey yo, Flip. Time for you to do your job. Time for you to do your job. Find me a good link. Find me a good link to New Mutants. It's time for you to do your job once again.
Yeah, send a good link. While you're doing that, I'm just gonna find something right quick for Jack and topic to hit on the podcast. See, we had
the recording of this video, so I don't think that's really gonna shift the other way and provide us some sort of a ultimate Rocky comeback kid in this scenario where New Mutants suddenly reverses it and there's 40 reviews and only those 8 are negative. That's probably not going to happen. I could be wrong, but no. So Rotten Tomatoes, the one. The be-all, the end-all, Rotten Tomatoes, the critic, the man himself has officially classified to us, or declassified. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Declassified the numbers for us. And Rotten Tomatoes, the critic was like, well, I don't like this movie, so I'm going to put my review up there because I'm a terrible critic. You damn dirty Rotten Tomatoes, the critic. I'm having sarcasm.
Rotten Tomatoes didn't like the movie. They said it was
Tomatoes
stupid.
Isn't a person. Some people
always fuck them, dude. So gossip, just like Metacritic.
I trust them because they're
okay. Basically, what he's trying to say is, Rotten Tomatoes they bombed the movie, said it was garbage, and then they got people that saying, "Oh, Rotten Tomatoes don't know what they talking about," but they because they talking about the movie is garbage. But if you haven't seen it, you can't say that they don't know if it's garbage or not. So it's more of one of the people trying to defend the movie that they haven't seen. But at the same time, a place like Rotten Tomatoes will crash a movie that's actually good.
They have a bias. Their critic is
They're just like Metacritic.
All critics.
I mean, exactly like Metacritic. I mean, the whole concept of Rotten Tomatoes is exactly like Metacritic. But the only thing that's different now is from what I'm hearing is they used to let people be able to go out there and just vote or say they seen it and do the stuff like that. Now they got a format where you actually have to have seen the movie first to leave a rating on Metacritic. And I don't know how they do it because I don't do the not Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes. I don't do the Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I mean you might as well just call it by its sister name. I mean they're the same shit.
Okay, yeah. So that's the only reason why I didn't never dive into it because I'm not gonna sit there and give my opinion on something, but I will come on my channel. And for the people that's interested in my opinion, that's where they'll get my opinion at. I'm not going to go right
Tomatoes.
Huh?
Call it Meta Tomatoes.
Exactly.
It's an aggregate. So out of those 10 reviews, 10 reviewers, 10 people, you can count them on 2 hands. That's
10 people.
Man, that's low. Anyways, yeah, 8 of them hated it. What exactly does this mean for the film? I don't think it means anything because nobody's going to see this film in regards to any reason at all. 1, it's not safe. 2, there just wasn't much interest. 3, people don't even know it's coming out. So is this really going to impact it? I don't think it will. I honestly don't think this has any impact on anything at all. People want to go to the movies and be like, you know what, I'm going to go see a new movie. Maybe they'll want to see, you know, the new maybe they'll want to see New Mutants, right? I
mean, it makes sense. You want to go to the movie to see a new movie, and you out in the quarantine, and the first movie that you see is say New Mutants. Hey, that's what you'll go see.
I guess I like the Muties. I like Dark Phoenix. The movie was bold. It did things the MCU never does. That's why I was the greatest. I think I just turned into Richard Nixon. Anyways, New Mutants is tragic, really tragic. I'm excited. I get to see this like 4 hours before I see the movie. That's great. That's just I'm kicking the nads. That's awesome. I don't care though. I ended up liking plenty of movies that had a bad score attached to them. So
yeah, there's a lot of movies that I like that had a bad score on it.
But honestly, yeah, how we.
All right, say Chaos. I don't know how familiar you is with Rotten Tomatoes, but I know that you are very, very, very familiar with Metacritic. So
I mean, they're the same thing.
Yeah, literally they are. So I want to know what your opinion about it with the Rotten Tomatoes and how you think that should affect the actual movie when it comes out, or even if it comes out. Do you think that should play a role, or people that became more wise to just trolling the environment of Metacritic and shit?
Man, nah. I mean, that's all with this. As long as I believe in the human race, it's going to be just as long as I believe in idiots. There will always be idiots, gullible idiots. Yes.
Bro, yeah, shit, yeah. It's like no matter what you got, they're gonna have a hater. No matter whatever you got, they have a troll.
Most of them idiots are followers. So you go from no matter what it is, they can like the game. Hell, they could personally like the game. Go to the review, say shit. Oh, now there's a little shade on the game. Oh, you know what? Now, once you mention it, I don't like this, and this. But you just said like 2 hours ago that you love this fucking game and you love everything about it. Telling you, idiots do not fail to surprise me. I'm telling you. But yeah. But honestly, I always thought like, why are you looking at these sites? Have your own opinion. Post your own opinion. Post what you really feel, make it a true,
you gonna follow
honestly,
somebody.
I feel like people should look more towards the common person when it comes towards reviews than some certified critic, because it's basically through they're not, it's like, how can I put it? The common person, they will give you a more a
real opinion of how they actually feel,
like a real felt out, like personal thing to it, more than like a critic. It just feels like,
he going by ones and zeros on the paper.
It's like,
sounds good on
what
paper,
makes it different from a professional reviewing the movie than the common people who are just reviewing it. That's why I like to look at
Mayweather fight. Somebody watching the Floyd fight be like, oh, he did his shit, he won, but somebody that's a casual like me, like, oh, all he did was ran the whole fight. I want to see two people punch on each other, but a technical person that knows all this stuff, they'll say, oh, this was the best fight ever, and or somebody like me be like, oh, this is the worst fight ever. And it just depends on the personality of the type of things they like. And with Rotten Tomatoes, they got their own statue of stuff that they hate.
Exactly. It's like those 10 people that reviewed the movie outweighs anybody who else seen the movie just because of those 10 reviews. Like, oh, those other people don't know what they're talking. I'm gonna look at these so-called professionals to look at who looked at this movie and give me my opinion. And it's like, bro, like they got that whole thing backwards. I think stuff should just
then they do it for clicks and they'll say, oh, this controversial topic, and then they train to say, okay, your argument is left today. So regardless of how they personal feel, they might say, well, your argument left is to say that the Xbox got the greatest game and why this game is so good. So now you got to write an article saying why the Xbox is so great. Or they might sit there and say, well, I want you to go right today. So right today means why the Xbox, whatever it is, just drop. Why it's the negative part of it. So now they got to go negative, and it's not no personal connection of what they like and dislike about it is they got to nitpick and find negativity because they've been instructed to find small negative stuff that really don't matter and bring it to the light so it can be shining like. So they do stuff like that, and me or you, when we see something or a movie or play a game, we coming off a straight opinion of what you like about the game and what you dislike about the game and your immersion and the fun factor.
Like, why go with these 10 professionals who probably don't even have the same movie taste as you do, than a whole other potentially, you know, hundreds of people that may have the same taste as you do, you know, than 10. But just because they get a special spot on reviews, it makes it all sort of different now. No, get that bullshit out of here.
Right, and they don't review stuff like the fun factor. Like, oh, like if you're watching a movie or you playing a game, and is it fun or is it entertaining? Overall, is it? They don't review. They'll say, oh, the writing was missing such and such, but they don't say, oh, I was having fun. I had a smile on my face the whole time I was playing, or I was sitting back watching the movie, and they was like, oh, shut up, ooh, you know. They don't talk about those factors. They just say, oh, well, 0.1144, this is not good, and Rotten Tomatoes, we're gonna give you a score of 45% over 10 people voting, 8 out of 10 voting it down. And to me, that's not realistic. That's not what the viewers see. That's not what they want to hear.
Because think about it. All right, now if I'm going to see that movie, and let's say that I'm a dude that loves the comic books and know a lot about know a lot about the New Mutants, come in and watch the movie. And I have these sort of this preference, like I'm looking more of this like as a, you know, from the comic book kind of standpoint in the movie more than just the movie overall. All right, so why would I listen to the dude that's not really into the comic books and are just looking at this just as a plain movie? You know what I'm saying? Like we have two totally different movie tastes, like two totally different reasons why we watching that movie. Like why? And then I would take that over a word of somebody who has who come in with the same mindset as me. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a professional reviewer, so I'm not going to listen to him. That's bullshit.
Right. I mean, you actually hit it right nail on the head too, because that's literally what people need to start doing and bringing out stuff like that. Because us doing the underground, this is where you find the jewels at.
I'm telling you. But these professional reviews gotta stop, bro. Like,
but Chaos, we almost going on a maximum amount of hours. I don't want to overkill
2 hours
up in the morning with cup. Hold on, know what? I got two more sips left. I about to say one, but it's
yeah, you got 2 hours and almost 2 hours and 45 minutes in here. And my Madden finger is itching.
Oh, I'm with it. Hey, with that Madden, it's gonna take me a couple games to get adjusted, to get my timing and my feel down right. But besides for that, the game pretty good.
Pretty solid. Oh yeah.
It's a solid. They just tighten up everything on Madden. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, they added out. No. So if you're a person that want to play Madden or whatever like that, I'm gonna say it just like this. The way this Madden is working, if you about 20, if you're not a hardcore Madden fan, I say skip 21, get 22. If you didn't get Madden 20, I say, well, go ahead and get 21 because it's a good game. So,
and from my opinion, I feel like if you in it because the gameplay matters, this gameplay is a whole lot more smoother. I like it better than 20. Get it because of the gameplay, but I honestly wouldn't get it for $60 unless you play online. If you're an offline player, don't even get Madden 21. Don't get it. Don't get it. It's not worth it.
Right.
Not worth your time.
And that's another thing too. 2K, we ain't forgot about you. We gonna dive on your ass too with this 2K21, and we gonna see we feel the same exact way because these annual ass games, you know what I'm saying? I get it. They should be a subscription, not $60 purchase every year. But Madden, like how you were saying, that's y'all getting the skin of my teeth right here, just that little, you know what I'm saying, bypass because of the coronavirus. because this man really didn't give you enough stuff to say to justify the $65.
Honestly, the best thing is the gameplay. That's the only notable thing.
Yeah.
It's the
Gameplay
gameplay.
without all the stuff, but I ain't gonna say I ain't went through all the features yet, so I'm not gonna hold him to the fire just of yet. But I'm turning that motherfucker on. So y'all will be on that fire real soon. So Chaos, if you want to, we're gonna do a little dive and a little discussion about our ups and our downs about this man 21 and go into more details about how we feel about the situation if it's worth your purchase and all this other, ups and downs. But until next time, we need to go ahead and end this here and probably hop on some man, then talk about it later on.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Shit, yeah, man. Appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. Newcomers, everybody subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit that like button. Show me that you toasting something with your boy, man. If you ain't drinking something, man, drink something. You know what I'm saying? We up and we out of here.